Chapter 17:18. Incomplete divine seat long. Xiaofeng glanced at Qin Yun. Her beautiful eyes are filled with shock. She cannot see that Princess Yi is pretending to be defeated, but Qin Yun can easily see it. Princess Anya smiled proudly and said, "I won." The dragon warrior who had been injured by her had no more strength to fight and could only admit defeat. Most shocking of it all was that Princess Yi was only at the 7th level of the Immortal King realm. Yet she was actually capable of defeating an 8th level Immortal King realm Imperial Clan dragon warrior. That was to say, Princess Anya was really strong, and she might have a stronger power in her body. Xiaofeng, did you come into contact with this Princess Anya before? Xiao Yuan asked. We spoke a few words at close range, but I could feel that she was very curious about me. She once asked me if she wanted to see my immortal martial spirit. Long Xiaofeng said, I didn't let her see it. Qin Yun said, Princess Anya has come down. Next, the auction for the right to go on stage began. Long Xiaofeng also has some sacred profound silver crystals, but it's not as much as the Dark Kings and Emperor clans. Qin Yun suddenly felt that the Dark Royalty and Monarch clans might have a way to regenerate the sacred profound silver crystal. In the ancient garden, the mysterious golden moon could regenerate the sacred profound silver crystal, so there was a large amount of sacred profound silver crystal in the ancient garden. His inscription, Divine Mountain, can also regenerate sacred mysterious silver crystals. Moreover, it's the method of planting trees and bearing fruit. It was normal for powerful ancient clans like the Emperor clans and the Dark Royal clans to grasp the method to regenerate sacred profound silver crystals. Fortunately, Qin Yun was here, so he could help Long Xiaofeng obtain the qualifications to go on stage. On this 7th or 8th level Immortal King battle platform, one could obtain more than 100,000 qualifications. Of course, Qin Yun also owed them. He took out the Million Gene Sacred Profound Silver Crystal, and the other party couldn't open it, so they could only let him owe them. Qin Yun arrived at the northern battle platform, causing all the Immortal Kings here to be secretly startled. After knowing that Qin Yun helped Long Xiaofeng by the qualification to go up on stage, everyone began to suspect the relationship between Qin Yun and Long Xiaofeng. Long Xiaofeng went up the stage and picked an 8th Heaven Immortal King. That 8th Heaven Celestial King came from the ancient city of Celestial Kings. He was not from an Emperor clan or a Dark Royal clan. Long Xiaofeng would be under a lot of pressure if she picked a Dragon Warrior. After all, she had just stepped into the 7th level of the Celestial King realm not long ago, and her foundation was not very stable. Princess Anya walked towards Qin Yun. She wore a mask and looked at the masked Xiao Yuan beside Qin Yun. What is your relationship with Long Xiaofeng? Princess Yi suddenly asked. Just as Qin Yun was about to say that they are friends, Xiao Yuan replied, Long Xiaofeng is his concubine, his woman. Why are you asking this? Princess Anya was stunned. Although her face could not be seen, she must be very surprised. Impossible. Princess Anya lightly groaned. Qin Yun, you don't know how great Long Xiaofeng's potential is. You can't be together with her. Qin Yun's expression is filled with doubt as he asked, how great is Xiaofeng's potential? Princess Anya wanted to say something, but she didn't. She just snorted coldly. You know nothing. Xiao Yuan said, the one who doesn't understand anything is you. Do you know how Xiaofeng and Xiao Yun met? How can you imagine the feelings between the two of them? You're Qin Yun's maid, right? Don't talk, Princess Dark Knight said. I am his first wife. Xiao Yuan said somewhat angrily. You are the maid. Princess Anya sneered and said, this is too ridiculous. You are the first wife, yet you allow him to have a concubine. You are truly a weak woman. Xiao Yuan also sneered and said, it's because I like Xiaofeng that I let her be my concubine. Weak woman? Just you wait when I reach the 6th level of the Immortal King realm. See how I will spank your butt. You, an ordinary human, want to jump levels and defeat me? Wishful thinking. Princess Anya sneered. You don't know, I also have the Imperial Dragon bloodline in my body. Do you know what it is? Who cares what bloodline you have? I don't believe in these things. Xiao Yuan coldly snorted and said, You will soon see my power. Just you wait. Princess Anya looked at Qin Yun and said, Qin Yun, isn't your woman too good at bragging? Qin Yun said with smile, it's not that she can brag. It's that you are too ignorant. You know nothing about her power. Princess Anya laughed loudly. You two are indeed husband and wife. Good. I will wait for her to challenge me. I will wait to see her power. Xiao Yuelon is now a 3rd-level Immortal King. If she wants to become a 6th-level Immortal King, she will still need a lot of time. At that time, Princess Anya might be able to advance by leaps and bounds. Just you wait for me to spank your butt. Xiao Yuelon lightly groaned and said, she is currently restraining herself and did not expose her murderous side. Otherwise, she would really scare Princess Anya. If I lose to a little girl like you, don't even mention spank your butt. I will do anything you want me to do. Princess Anya said with smile. Remember what you said. Xiao Yuelon snorted and then pulled Qin Yun away. On the stage, Long Xiaofeng is also about to win. When Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon left, he sent a voice transmission to inform her that they are going to the middle battle stage. Xia Wufeng is on the middle battle stage. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon want to go see him and ask him why he broke through so quickly. Not long after, Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon arrived at the middle battle stage. The middle battle stage is the battlefield of 9th-level Immortal Kings. There are not many 9th-level Immortal Kings around the stage, only a few dozen. However, there are many other level Immortal Kings. They are all here to watch the battle. As soon as Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon arrived, they heard someone say that the one-armed sword immortal is very strong and that he is currently fighting on the stage. Xia Wufeng is wearing clean white clothes. His appearance is very neat and tidy. His handsome face is filled with confidence and cold arrogance. He is holding a sharp origin sword in his hand. His movement technique is elegant and swift. On the wide battle stage, only 2 silhouettes can be seen flashing back and forth. They are very fast. On the battle stage, flashes of light burst out everywhere. That is the sound of 2 powerful 9th-level Immortal Kings exchanging blows while moving at high speed. People with poor eyesight can only watch the show. They can't even see the movement technique of the 2 9th-level Immortal Kings. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon can see it, but it is also very strenuous. Boss Xie is really strong. He clearly broke through so quickly, but he can keep up in all aspects. Xiao Yuelon said in low voice. And let's ask him how he broke through so quickly. Qin Yun said with smile. I want you to quickly become stronger and teach that Princess Dark Knight a lesson. She actually looks down on you so much. If I defeat her, I'll make her your concubine. Xiao Yuelon giggled and said, this Princess Dark Knight's body is very good. But is very perky. Just now, I wanted to ruthlessly pinch her. Bad. Qin Yun speechlessly smiled and patted Xiao Yuelon's butt. The one fighting Xia Wufeng is an Immortal King from the Immortal King ancient city. I admit defeat. On the battle stage, a figure finally appeared and stood motionless. Before, he was flashing back and forth. The one who admitted defeat is a middle-aged man. Just as he stopped, Xia Wufeng's sword lightly touched his shoulder. Just a bit more, and it would have pierced through his shoulder. With a light flick, that arm would have been crippled. Xia Wufeng did not really want to injure his opponent. Therefore, he stopped at the right time and quickly retracted his sword. Otherwise, that sword would have definitely pierced his body. Thank you for showing mercy. I wholeheartedly accept my loss. The middle-aged man's forehead is covered in sweat. He could feel that Xia Wufeng only needed a few sword strikes to kill him. Thank you for letting me win. Xia Wufeng faintly smiled. That kind of proud and aloof attitude carried a bit of lofty sentiments. Below the battle stage, a burst of cheers also erupted. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon stood at the back, but when Xia Wufeng walked down the stage, he knew that they had arrived. At this moment, Qin Yun also saw 4 familiar people. Murong Darren, Hong Yin, Shimen Dazhuang, and He Zhong. The few of them are collecting sacred mysterious silver crystals. They must have opened a shop and bet on Xia Wufeng's victory, so now they have a great harvest. Murong Darren and Hong Yin, these 2 hoodlums, along with Shimen Dazhuang and Huizhong. This is indeed a very powerful combination. Shimen Dazhuang's Pippi Pig is very powerful and has a very strong deterrent effect. If anyone dares to act shamelessly, Shimen Dazhuang will make Pippi Pig fart. Let's go somewhere else to talk. Xiao Wufeng lightly swept past and arrived beside Qin Yun. He said with a low laugh. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon followed Xiao Wufeng and walked for a while in the Immortal King ancient city. They arrived at a restaurant and entered a private room. Boss Xia, how did you suddenly become a 9th-level Immortal King? Xiao Yuelon took off her mask and said with a charming smile, Can you teach me? Xiao Wufeng faintly smiled. Yuelon, the reason why I can become so strong is all because of this. As he spoke, he took out a small light golden sword. Qin Yun looked at the small light golden sword and was immediately alarmed. Divine position, Xiao Wufeng said in shock. Brother Yun, you recognize this thing? Qin Yun nodded. He can sense the special power of the divine position. He said with a frown, This is the sword god's divine position. I only recently found out about the sword god's divine position. Xiao Wufeng said, I've had this divine position for a long time. Did you get it in the border area? Qin Yun asked. Yes, before I met you. Already obtained it. Xiao Wufeng nodded and said, I just recently figured it out. I inherited this divine position. Boss Xia, did you awaken any memories? Qin Yun felt that Xiao Wufeng might have a past life. No. Xiao Wufeng shook his head and said, I obtained the recognition of this divine position. It said that I am the new sword god. Qin Yun is very puzzled because according to what he knows, when a divine position chooses a new master, it will descend into the divine desolate. However, Xiao Wufeng did not obtain the recognition of a divine position in the divine desolate. Qin Yun took out his own divine position. It is his small statue. Xiao Wufeng is very shocked. Brother Yun, you also have a divine position, and it's even your statue. Boss Xia, you obtained the recognition of a divine position. Do you know a lot about divine position? Xiao Yuelon asked. I know a bit. Those memories are very vague, but when I saw Brother Yun's divine position, I can remember a bit. Xiao Wufeng said. Qin Yun is certain that Xiao Wufeng does not have a past life. He only used a very strange method to inherit the sword god's divine position. Boss Xia, do you think there's anything strange about my divine position? Qin Yun asked. Divine king position, Xiao Wufeng said with a frown. I only know this, and this is not complete. Chapter 17-19. Ancient Era Experts according to the inheritance I obtained from Sword God's deity position, your deity position is not complete, it is still lacking something. As for what it is, I am not sure. Xiao Wufeng said. Boss Xia, can you let me see your deity position? Qin Yun asked Xiao Wufeng. Xiao Wufeng handed over the small golden sword to Qin Yun. Qin Yun took it and carefully looked at the tiny runes on its surface. He said, This is the deity position totem. Sword God totem. But my sword God totem is not completely formed yet. Xiao Wufeng nodded and said, This is all thanks to Brother Yun carving runes on my origin sword, allowing me to establish a connection with the deity position, not completely formed. Qin Yun's face is filled with amazement as he asked, Could it be that the sword god totem can continue to grow? Xiao Wufeng said with smile, I am a new god. My cultivation is still very low. The deity position totem will continue to grow along with my cultivation. Otherwise, with my current cultivation, I would not be able to control the deity position formed by the totem. Qin Yun returned the small sword to Xiao Wufeng and said, That's right. My deity position does not have a single totem. It is really strange. Brother Yun, your deity position is very special. The totem does not appear on the surface. Xiao Wufeng picked up Qin Yun's small statue and said, As for what the situation is, I am not too sure. It might be related to the incompleteness of the deity position. What part of my deity position is missing? This is really strange. Qin Yun said with frown. Wait until you go to Divine Desolate. You will know what it is. Xiao Wufeng said, All right, My deity position situation is very complicated anyway. I can only figure it out later, Qin said with sigh. He feels that Siakuru must know, but she did not tell him. I will go to the central battle stage to watch the battles of other Ninth Heaven Immortal Kings. It will be very useful to me, Xia Wufeng said with smile. And we will also go back. It is almost time for the auction. Qin Yun said, Boss Xia, do you have enough sacred Xian silver crystals? If not, I have some here. Xia Wufeng stood up, waved his hand, and said with a smile, I also have quite a few. I also entered the ancient garden earlier. The people of the Nether sect had obtained many good things after entering the ancient garden. The fact that Xia Wufeng was able to purchase the qualification to go on stage showed that he had a lot of profound Saint Silver crystals in his possession. That's good, Qin Yun said with smile. Xia Wufeng returned to the middle battle platform. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon returned to the south battle platform. After returning to the south arena, they went to look for Qin Fenshin. Qin Fenshin has been watching the battle. When he saw Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon return, he said, Big brother, you will soon be able to buy the qualifications to go on stage again. Qin Yun could only participate in the auction after 3 rounds. This was also to prevent wealthy experts from buying the qualifications to go on stage consecutively. The battle on the south fighting platform was also coming to an end. 2 Fourth Heaven celestial kings from the Darkness Royal tribe were fighting to the death. Seeing this, many people shook their heads. For the sake of a single point, they were actually killing each other. The battle finally came to an end. Qin Yun was also preparing to bid for the right to go on stage. However, an old man from the ancient city of immortal kings suddenly jumped onto the battle platform and said loudly, I announce that the rules will be changed. Everyone was immediately dissatisfied. This sudden change in the rules made many people feel that it was disadvantageous to them. Many friends are complaining that it is difficult to go on stage to fight, the old man said. Therefore, our ancient city of immortal kings will add more battle platforms. This news caused everyone to burst into cheers. Although there are not many immortal kings, there are still quite a few. They're all fighting to go on those battle platforms. It is indeed very difficult to obtain points. Another thing is that you can challenge someone from a higher platform. The old man said again. For example, 3rd or 4th level Immortal Kings can go to the West Battle platform to challenge 5th or 6th level Immortal Kings. And the points will also be doubled. If a 3rd level Immortal King challenges a 5th level Immortal King, if they win, they will get 4 points. If they lose, they will lose 1 point. If a 5th level Immortal King loses to a 3rd level Immortal King, they will also lose 4 points. If they win, they will only get 1 point. This is also quite reasonable. If a 5th level Immortal King loses to a 3rd level Immortal King, they will not be able to survive. They deserve to have so many points deducted. Under normal circumstances, it is already very difficult for a 3rd level Immortal King to fight a 4th level Immortal King, let alone a 5th level Immortal King. There are 5 war zones in the ancient city of Immortal King. Each zone has a battle platform, 10 medium battle platforms, and 20 small battle platforms. Each battle platform retains the right to auction. This is the rule. From now on, the new rules will take effect. The old man shouted. It is the same for other war zones. New rules have just been announced. Xiao Yueme immediately contacted Qin Yun and said excitedly, Brother, the rules have been changed. I want to challenge even stronger immortal kings. Yueme, don't act recklessly. You must be careful, understand? Qin Yun warned. I know. Do you and Big Sister want to come to Western War Zone? Xiao Yueme asked. Not for now. Qin Yun said. Xiao Yuelon said to Qin Yun. Xiao Yun, I will go to other battle platforms to bid. This way we can quickly obtain points. Qin Yun nodded. As long as he and Xiao Yuelon can win 1 battle, they will get 2 points. Moreover, buying the right to go on stage here is not very expensive. There are not many people left on Southern War Zone's largest battle platform. Qin Yun is still here, and the auction is not that intense. Basically, as long as you pay 1 or 200 sacred Xian silver crystals, you can go on stage. It is the same as before. After 1 battle, there will be a gap of 3 battles. Qin Yun entered the second battle and very quickly defeated his opponent, obtaining 2 points. He now has 4 points. On the Jade token, one can see his points. To see the ranking of Immortal King ranking, one must go to the center of Immortal King Ancient City. There's a large light screen there. One can see it very clearly. In one day, Qin Yun won more than 10 battles. He has a total of 24 points. Xiao Yuelon has 2 points more than him. And now the highest ranking on Immortal King ranking are Dark Royal Races Dragon Warrior and Landlord Dragon Warrior. The Princess of the Dark Knight was ranked 3rd with 50 points. What the hell? How did she get so many points? Qin Yun did not pay attention to the situation of other war zones. It is nighttime, but because of the arrival of the solar storm, the sky is shrouded in faint golden mist, so the sky is not dark. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon are in the center of Immortal King Ancient City. Looking at the Immortal King ranking, only the top 50 are released. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon are not on the ranking list. The 50th place had 27 points. In other words, they're very close to top 50. Could it be that Princess Anya's rank is so high because she jumped levels to challenge? She is a 7th stage Immortal King, yet she fought a 9th stage Immortal King? Qin Yun said in shock. This woman is truly reckless. 9th stage Immortal Kings are truly pitiful. If they win a battle, they will at most get 1 point. Moreover, they will be used by powerful low-level Immortal Kings to gain points. Xiao Yuelon shook her head and said with smile, if they meet Boss Xie, they will just be giving him points. Qin Yun said with smile, Yuelon, let's go back first. Anyway, it will take a month to get the reward. Qin Yun said, although it is nighttime, the Immortal King Ancient City is still very lively. Many Immortal Kings are planning to fight through the night to get more points, enter top 50, and receive the reward. The reason why Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon returned to the Imperial Clan Divine Palace is also because they're concerned about the resources given by the Qin Imperial Clan. Xiao Yun, I am your wife. I came with you to the Qin Imperial Clan and can be considered a member of the Qin Imperial Clan. They should give me a share, Xiao Yuelon said. And I will go ask Elder Qin. Qin Yun nodded and said, Qin Zhuang. Qin Yun arrived at a very large house in the middle. Elder Qin is inside. Knowing that Qin Yun has arrived, Elder Qin immediately came out and brought him and Xiao Yuelon into a very imposing hall. Elder Qin, Yuelon, and the others have obtained many good things. They have all advanced by leaps and bounds. I remember that you only gave each of us 1D Essence Heavenly Pill. Xiao Yuelon muttered. I know. Elder Qin said with smile. Because the sunstorm is coming, in order to prepare, I was delayed. This is my fault. As long as you have something to give. Xiao Yuelon revealed a smile. Wait a moment, the other elders are coming. Elder Qin said. They want to come here to discuss the matter of the sunstorm with me. After Qin Yun sat down, he asked, Elder Qin, how much do you know about the sunstorm? Dragon Manor's dragon has already gone to investigate, and we have also sent our own spies to investigate. Elder Qin said, we have quite a harvest. Is the problem serious? Xiao Yuelon asked. It's hard to say. In short, this sunstorm has caused many things to happen. Elder Qin sighed and said, there are good and bad things. The good thing is that there will be things like sun god crystals that will drop. This is a good thing for cultivating spirit. Anything else? Qin Yun asked. This is something he already knew. Also, the races inside the sun might appear in the Great Desolate One after another. We don't know what they want to do. In short, this group of fellows are very strong. Elder Qin said. What about the bad thing? Xiao Yuelon asked. The bad thing is that there are many vicious and barbaric creatures inside the sun. As for the specifics, we still don't know. In short, they have already arrived in the Immortal Desolate one after another. In the future, there will be more and more. Elder Qin said. Xiao Yuelon and Qin Yun had already expected this, so they are not too surprised. There's another bad thing. This time Sunstorm will allow those ancient era experts to appear. Elder Qin said, this is something we just discovered. We're ancient era experts. Xiao Yuelon said with a frown. It's the last era or the era before that. In short, they're the fellows who survived the world extermination of each era. Most of them are hiding in the depths of the Great Desolate. When these fellows sense the appearance of the sunstorm, they will come out to collect divine crystals. Elder Qin said. Suddenly, someone entered the hall. It is Elder Qi. Elder Xiao and Elder Yuan also arrived one after another. Chapter 1720. Emperor Blood Pool Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon listened from the side. Elder Yuan cursed in low voice. Sun Hunter race bastards, they still haven't perished. Sun Hunter race. Qin Yun suddenly recalled that back in the ancient garden, a sun soul was obtained by a tree. That tree had a Sun Hunter race life form within it. The Sun Hunter race can seal the power of the sun, moon, and stars. They're also very terrifying existences. What kind of people are coming from outside the sun heavenly domain? Elder Qin asked. Dragon Manor is in charge of investigating the matters outside the sun heavenly domain. Elder Xiao said with a frown. I only know that the dragon race from outside the heavenly domain will come to the imperial race divine palace. As for whether or not they will join our imperial race, it's hard to say. Qin Yin heard from Red Sun Dragon Mother before that the dragon race has many dragons. They are all in the star sea of the outer realm and would occasionally return to the Nine Desolate to take a look. Those guys are most likely here for the sun god crystal. Elder Yuan groaned and said, the dragon race from the outer realm is very arrogant. No matter what, they still belong to the imperial race. Elder Xiao sighed. With Dragon Manor supporting the matters outside the Nine Sun heavenly domain, we don't need to worry too much. Elder Qi said, what we need to pay attention to is the Sun Hunter race and the races inside the sun. Xiao Yuelon and Qin Yun did not interrupt. The impact of a sunstorm is much more terrifying than they imagined. Elder Qin said, we need to arrange for people to investigate clearly what this sunstorm brought from the sun. Qin Yun, aren't you going to fight the Immortal King ranking? Elder Qi suddenly asked. They are here to collect resources. Elder Qin said with a smile. I was too busy before and personally went to investigate the situation outside, so I forgot to give them resources. Elder Xiao took out 2 Emperor Essence heavenly pills and handed them to Xiao Yuelon. She said with a smile, Yuelon, you are from my Xiao imperial race. Although you followed Qin Yun to Qin Manor, I still have to give you some. Then, she handed over 2 Emperor Essence heavenly pills to Qin Yun and said, Qin Yun, you helped our Xiao imperial race pull in so many pure bloodline disciples. This is my thanks to you. This is for you. Elder Qi said with a smile. He also took out 2D Essence heavenly pills and gave one to Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon. Elder Yuan's Yuan imperial clan was also very happy to obtain Yuan Yinying's pure bloodline. Therefore, he also gave Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon a D origin heavenly pill each. In this way, Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon obtained a total of 8D Yuan heavenly pills. This is already a lot. They also thanked these elders profusely. Xiao Yuelon is very happy in her heart. She feels that after eating those D Yuan heavenly pills, her cultivation will definitely break through very quickly. After the other elders left, Elder Qin said with a smile, I'll give each of you 5 pills. After you eat them, you will definitely improve by leaps and bounds. Also, I will bring you to the Emperor Blood Pool to cultivate. Elder Qin said, Elder, when we tested, the bloodline crystal was black. What does that mean? Xiao Yuelon asked curiously. I don't want to tell you. I'm worried that it will affect you. Elder Qin said with an awkward expression. In any case, it doesn't matter if you know or not, so I'll choose not to tell you for now. Qin Yun pulled Xiao Yuelon and said with a smile, Elder, quickly bring us to the Emperor Blood Pool to cultivate. Elder Qin nodded, then brought Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon underground through a secret passage. What surprised Qin Yun and company is that there is a spacious and bright white underground hall underneath Elder Qin's residence. The Emperor Blood Pool is in the middle. Xiao Yuelon and company originally thought that the Emperor blood was red, but after coming down, they realize that it is golden and dazzling. You guys cultivate by the side of the pool and eat the D-Yuan heavenly pill to cultivate. The Emperor Blood Pool will be able to absorb the energy of the Emperor Mountain and help you break through quickly. Elder Qin said with a smile, I won't disturb you anymore. I'll go out first. After you guys are done cultivating, directly open the door and come out. After Elder Qin left, Xiao Yuelon said with a smile, Xiao Yun, we have so many D-Yuan heavenly pills. What realm do you think we can break through to? It's hard to say. Qin Yun shook his head. You should release Xiao Ling, Sister Qingsheng, and Sister Tianzi. Xiao Yuelon said, cultivate together with them. It will be faster, and it will also help them break through. All right. Qin Yun nodded and released Zi Qingsheng, Shui Tianzi, and Yu Xiaoling. Qin Yun rubbed Zi Qingsheng's face a few times and began cultivating together with them. Yu Xiaoling said, Little husband, I want to take this opportunity to help you cultivate the Sun Core. Yuelon has already cultivated it. I can use her Sun Core to help you cultivate the Sun Core. Little husband, do you think it will be better if we take off our clothes and cultivate in the Emperor Blood Pool? Shui Tianzi said with a charming smile. She also imitated Yu Xiaoling and called Qin Yun little husband. Do you want to give it a try? Yu Xiaoling said with a charming smile and was about to tear off the few pieces of cloth on her body. Don't act recklessly. The elders didn't let us enter the Emperor Blood Pool. Qin Yun promptly shouted, Someone can come in here at any time. Can't we just block the door? Shui Tianzi said with a smile. Wait until I ask the elders. We will still have a chance in the future. Qin Yun said. Xiao Yuelon giggled and said, Xiao Yun, you are afraid that you can't stand us, right? Qin Yun let out a long sigh and said with a stern expression, Be quiet. We have to be serious. He felt that it would be difficult for his mental power to not be strong if he were to face this kind of mental and soul temptation test all day long. Qin Yun's body is the strongest, so he is also the one eating the Emperor Origin Heavenly Pills. 18 Emperor Origin Heavenly Pills. In addition to the Emperor Blood Pool and Emperor Mountain's energy, Qin Yun doesn't know what realm he will be able to break through to in the end, but he is certain that it will be very soon. What's going on? Not long after, Qin Yun shouted in alarm because he sensed a wave of violent and ferocious energy rushing into his body. They are right beside the Emperor Blood Pool. The golden liquid in the Emperor Blood Pool suddenly began to boil, releasing a golden mist. The mist surged violently and whistled, pouring into Qin Yun's back. Everyone pay attention, Xiao Yuelon said anxiously. They are cultivating together, so the energy Qin Yun absorbed will also enter their bodies. After they circulate the Sun and Moon Heart Sutra, the energy will become even stronger and even more berserk. I only ate 2 Emperor Origin Heavenly Pills, Qin Yun said in alarm. The Emperor Blood Pool's energy rushed into my body. Hoo. The Golden Emperor Blood Pool suddenly emitted a wave of black gas. The black gas transformed into a black, furious dragon and rushed into Xiao Yuelon's back. Yuelon, Qin Yun cried out in alarm. I'm fine, Xiao Yuelon said in low voice. It might be related to the black bloodline crystal we tested. Yu Xiaoling said with a frown. What's going on with you guys? The 2 types of energy you absorbed fused together and turned into white. Maybe you guys should cultivate the 3rd layer of the Sun and Moon Heart Sutra. Zi Qingqing's jade face is slightly red as she said in low voice. How about this? You guys cultivate the 3rd layer of the Sun and Moon Heart Sutra and we will touch your bodies from the side. We will also cultivate the 1st layer of the Sun and Moon Heart Sutra together. Yu Xiaoling suddenly said. No way. Qin Yun immediately refused. Little hubby, what are you afraid of? This will be good for you guys. Yu Xiaoling said with a look of anticipation. That's right. Shui Tianzi also giggled. Absolutely not. This place is not suitable. Qin Yun promptly shook his head and refused. Qin Yun's palms were pressed against Xiao Yuelon and Yu Xiaoling's. At this moment, Yu Xiaoling suddenly stopped. Little hubby, let's begin. Xiao Yuelon smiled and pounced towards Qin Yun, then tightly hugged him. Yuelon, "You female rogue, don't act recklessly. How can you do this?" Qin Yun struggled for a while and discovered that Yu Shaoling and Shui Tianzi are pressing down on his shoulders. Zi Qingsheng also has a look of helplessness as she placed her palms on Xiao Yuelan's back. The energy gushing out of the Emperor blood pool entered Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelan's body, respectively. Then, through the Sun and Moon Heart Sutra cultivation, they became extremely powerful. Qin Yun also can't describe the feeling in his heart. Very quickly, the energy of the two pills was completely refined. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelan both stepped into the 4th level of the Immortal King realm. They were previously at the peak of the 3rd level of the Immortal King realm, so it is very normal for them to break through with 2 pills. The biggest advantage of the Emperor blood pool and the Emperor Mountain's energy is that it is very fast. Qin Yun and a few women cultivated together, and it only took them more than an hour to completely refine it. Shui Tianzi and Yu Shaoling are at the side. They are looking at Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelan with coquettish smiles. Their hands are also pinching Qin Yun's body. Qin Yun ate the remaining Emperor Essence Heavenly Pills in one go. He wants to finish this cultivation as soon as possible. As their cultivation level increases, the more Emperor Essence Heavenly Pills they need, the more they will need. And Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelan's cultivation path is not a normal one, so their breakthrough speed is relatively slow. However, it can make the Immortal King power within their bodies even stronger. 2 days passed. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelan both stepped into the 6th level of the Immortal King realm. Yu Shaoling's cultivation is the same as Xiao Yuelan's. She is also an Immortal King flowing water realm. As for Zi Qingsheng and Shui Tianzi, they are at the 8th level of the Immortal King realm. After the cultivation ended, Qin Yun put on his clothes. Yu Shaoling and Shui Tianzi helped him with a charming smile, and then took the opportunity to pinch his body. The Emperor blood pool and the Emperor Mountain's energy is really special. It can allow us to quickly refine it, Xiao Yuelan said with a smile. Otherwise, according to the normal speed, we would need at least a few days to refine it. It's 2 or 3 times faster. Qin Yun extended his hands and pinched Shui Tianzi and Yu Shaoling's coquettish faces without letting go. He said, "You 2 demonesses, it's my turn to pinch you. We haven't gone to fight for 2 days. This time we will definitely fall behind." Xiao Yuelan groaned and said, "We have to quickly fight back." "That's right." Qin Yun is also very anxious. Then he stored Yu Shaoling and the others into the 9-Sun Divine Soul. He and Xiao Yuelan went outside and hurriedly rushed to the Immortal King Ancient City. After arriving at the Immortal King Ancient City, they heard that there are very strong Immortal Kings participating, wanting to dominate the rankings. And those Immortal Kings are all-powerful Immortal Kings from Imperial Clan or Dark Royal Clan. For example, within the Imperial Clan's Emperor Dragon ranking, there are some Immortal Kings who can enter the rankings. Now they are also here to join in the fun. This way, they can obtain the Emperor Dragon ranking and Immortal King rankings Emperor Essence Heavenly Pills. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelan arrived at the center of the Immortal King Ancient City and saw that most of the top 50 Immortal Kings have the surname Long. Chapter 17:21. To be chosen. Motherfucker. The first rank guy has more than 400 points? How'd he get it? Qin Yun is very shocked. It's only been 2 days. The first rank is a 9th level Immortal King. He can't jump ranks to challenge. It means that he can only get 1 point for every match he wins. He has to fight 400 matches. Xiao Yuelan is also very surprised. Xiao Yuemei, Xiao Xianqin, and Long Xiaofeng are also on the Immortal King ranking list. They have more than 90 points. They are all in the 40s. And Su Xiaoba's name, Su Wudihitian, also appeared in the 40s. He has more than 100 points. Xia Wufeng is ranked 7th. Princess Anya also has more than 200 points. Where did she get so many points? Are they fighting day and night? Qin Yun said with frown. Impossible. The rules must have changed. Let's go find Finchen and ask. Xiao Yuelan said. Very soon, they found Qin Finchen. The rules have not changed. They just added some rules. For example, they can go on stage and bet their points. If they win, they can get the other party's territory. If they lose, they will lose a lot of points. This is what Dragon Manor's Dragon Warriors requested. Dragon Manor's Emperor Dragon ranking also has a similar way of playing. So long as they go all out and win one match, they can get the other party's points. This way, they can get a lot of points very quickly. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelan are very happy in their hearts. This way, it will not be very difficult for them to get more points. They are very confident in their own strength. After that, the two of them went to change the cultivation base that they had registered for the registration. They were 3rd level Immortal Kings before, and now they are 6th level Immortal Kings in just 2 or 3 days. This caused the old man in charge of registration to be dumbstruck. In order to make it more convenient, Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelan went to a place in the Immortal King ancient city that is in charge of exchanging sacred mysterious silver crystals. They opened up 2 million Gene sacred mysterious silver crystals and exchanged them for many smaller ones. Then they will pay off the sacred mysterious silver crystals they owe. Xiao Yun, we will split up. Xiao Yuelan said. All right, Qin Yun nodded. There are many battle stages in Western War Zone. There are 10 middle battle stage. Even if Xiao Yuemei and the others are in Western War Zone, they will not run into each other. Qin Yun also discovered that Xiao Yuemei and others are not on the biggest battle stage. Instead, they went to other small and medium battle stages. This is also to avoid picking familiar people. When Qin Yun arrived at the Western War Zone's largest battle platform, someone had just bid for the right to go on stage. That person was a dragon warrior from Dragon Manor. He looked very young and was a 5th Heaven Immortal King. This Long Baoxing is also ranked in the 100th on the Imperial Dragon list. Someone from the Imperial clan shouted in shock. Over 100 on the Imperial Dragon list. What kind of standard is that? He asked doubtfully. It's okay. In other words, there are thousands of people participating in the ranking battle of the Imperial Dragon list in the Sacred Hall of the Sovereign Tribes, and he's ranked in the 100th. His cultivation isn't high. He's only a 5th Heaven Celestial King, which means he has great potential. Really? Looks like this Long Baoxing should be able to make it to the top 50 of the Celestial King leaderboard very quickly. He went up a long time ago. He's ranked 48th with more than 80 points. After Qin Yun heard this, he is secretly alarmed. This Long Baoxing is truly formidable. Long Baoxing looked like a young man. After he went on stage, his handsome face was full of arrogance. He said with a slight smile, I hope I could draw a guy with a higher score. The betting could only be carried out if both sides were willing. Otherwise, they could only follow the original rules. Long Baoxing picked up the jade card in his hand and began to draw. He chose a 6th Heaven Immortal King. Qin Yun suddenly felt the jade card in his hand tremble and then let out a clear and melodious sound. Everyone immediately looked at Qin Yun, who was standing in the back row. Isn't that Qin Yun? Is this guy a 5th Heaven Immortal King? No, Long Baoxing's opponent must be a 6th Heaven Immortal King. Looks like Qin Yun is a 6th Heaven Immortal King. It's only been a few days, right? This guy has become a 6th Heaven Immortal King from a 3rd Heaven Immortal King? That's too fast. A group of people looked at Qin Yun. Qin Yun was also secretly happy that he could fight on stage without having to go through an auction. He quickly walked up. Qin Yun, I've heard of you. It's great to be able to meet you. Long Baoxing laughed and said, I want to defeat a big shot whose name shakes the immortal desolate. This is even better than getting points. Long Baoxing was a 5th Heaven Immortal King. If he could defeat Qin Yun, who was a 6th Heaven Immortal King, he would indeed become very famous. Qin Yun said, Betting points? I only have 24 points. Betting? Why not? You only have 24 points? I'll also bet 24 points with you. Long Baoxing said with smile. If you agree, we'll give the points to the referee. Qin Yun nodded, then walked towards the referee beside the stage with the jade card in hand. He and Long Baoxing gave 24 points to the referee. The referee had 48 points. Whoever won would get it. Qin Yun felt that if this went on, it wouldn't take long for him to reach first place. Qin Yun, don't think that you're very powerful just because you've stepped into the 6th Heaven Immortal King realm. It won't be that easy for you to defeat me. Long Baoxing said with smile. Although I'm a fifth heaven immortal king, even an ordinary seventh heaven immortal king would find it difficult to defeat me. Qin Yun said with smile. I'm not an ordinary immortal king. Don't look down on me. Long Baoxing shook his head and said, You were only a third heaven immortal king before, and now you've become a sixth heaven immortal king in just 2 or 3 days. You must have eaten the Emperor Origin heavenly pill and cultivated through the Emperor blood pool. Although I can break through very quickly, my foundation is not stable. The immortal king power cultivated with 6 kinds of king crystals is not bad, but they are very weak. I need a certain amount of time to consolidate and stabilize the king crystals. Only then will I be able to bring about very formidable power. Qin Yun said with smile. You really know a lot. Long Baoxing said with mischievous smile. If I wanted to break through quickly, I would have already used this method to become a 9th heaven immortal king. But this is meaningless. It will cause my foundation to be unstable. So we have to take it slow. Qin Yun is very clear about how strong the immortal king power within his body is. Therefore, he is very puzzled as to why cultivating through the Emperor blood pool is like this. He feels that it shouldn't be like this because his and Xiao Yuelan's immortal king power is very strong. There is no sign of weakness. Even Zi Qingsheng, Shui Tianzi, and Yu Shaoling, who are cultivating together with them, have very solid immortal king power. He suspects that it might be because of the imperial clan bloodline. They tested Black Bloodline Crystal and also used the 3rd level of Sun and Moonheart Sutra to cultivate. Qin Yun, in my eyes, you only have the strength of a 4th level immortal king. Therefore, when we fight later, you better be careful. Don't let me seriously injure you. Long Baoxing very confidently said with smile. Many thanks for the reminder. Qin Yun said with smile and cupped his fists. The imperial clan people all agree with Long Baoxing's words, because they all know that eating the Emperor Origin heavenly pill and entering the Emperor blood pool to cultivate can allow one's cultivation to increase very quickly, but their foundation will be very unstable. Qin Yun heard many imperial clan disciples below the stage discussing this matter. He also understood why the Emperor blood pool is empty. It turns out that no one is willing to enter to cultivate. The referee rang a small bell and shouted, Begin! At the beginning, Long Baoxing roared. His body erupted with a burst of berserk dragon energy. That whistling, immortal king dragon power brought along a terrifying energy. It whistled on the battle platform. Just this kind of imposing manner is very astonishing. Indeed, very strong. Qin Yun stood at his original spot. Suddenly, he was blown back 2 steps by the energy. And at this moment, Long Baoxing also used extremely profound footwork. His figure flashed a few times and arrived behind Qin Yun. Voila! One of Long Baoxing's arms suddenly transformed into a very domineering golden dragon head broadsword. The broadsword chopped down with the power to split mountains and split the earth. Dragon roar shook the air as it chopped down in a domineering manner. Qin Yun exclaimed his heart. The Dragon Manor's dragon warriors are indeed very strong. This Long Baoxing can display such terrifying power with the cultivation of a 5th level immortal king. It is enough to prove that his ranking on the Immortal King list and the Emperor Dragon list is not just for show. However, Qin Yun is not weak either. Boom! When Long Baoxing's dragon saber arm chopped down, a body-protecting dragon aura cover appeared around Qin Yun's body and blocked the saber. Below the battle platform, a burst of exclamations came out. Qin Yun did not move from his original spot. He did not even turn his head. He only used the light, golden energy cover around his body to block Long Baoxing's violent saber strike. Dragon and saber immortal martial spirit is indeed very strong. Qin Yun said in his heart. Long Baoxing cried out in alarm. Body protecting dragon aura cover, very strong. After he chopped down with his saber, he wanted to borrow the momentum of the second saber strike, but the body protecting dragon aura cover burst out with rebound power. In order to offset the rebound power, Long Baoxing had no choice but to fly backwards, stabilize his body, and disperse the rebound power. and just as he was flying backwards, Qin Yun's body shot out like a light beam. When Qin Yun used light transformation's sacred pupil, it could be said that he only shot out a light beam. He did not have any imposing aura at all. It was not like Long Baoxing's imposing aura earlier. However, Long Baoxing can sense that Qin Yun is converging his imposing aura and gathering it inside his body. This is extremely dreadful. Condensing the power of one's whole body into one's body, gathering it together, and then exploding it out, one can produce a very strong power. Run! This is Long Baoxing's first thought. However, just as he was about to run, he felt his body sink. An invisible pressure suddenly appeared and pressed down on his body. Long Baoxing reacted very quickly. He ferociously roared and shook off the supergravity. It must be said that Dragon Manor's dragon warriors are very strong. However, after Long Baoxing was pressed down by the supergravity, he was a bit slow. When experts exchange blows, victory and defeat can be decided in a split second. Qin Yun is already rushed over, his palm chopped down like a wild saber. When the palm blade fell, everyone can see the space fluctuating from the vibration. The air also exploded from the pressure of this dreadful vibration. Heavenly Extermination 9 style, Heavenly Shaker. Power like heavenly wrath. Power like heavenly might. The palm blade landed on Long Baoxing's shoulder. Long Baoxing let out a loud shout. Dragon scales burst out on his arm, but they still cracked, and his entire arm made a cracking sound. I can see, Long Baoxing shouted. Qin Yun's palm strike just now can be considered as light. If it was filled with ferociousness and violent fire, heavenly Dao power and Nether Sun totem appeared on his arm. It would have been enough to tear Long Baoxing into two halves. Are you all right? Qin Yun said with a smile. Chapter 1722. Northern Battle Zone. Long Baoxing lost. Qin Yun won his 24 points. Adding his own points, he had 48 points. When betting points, winning or losing would not add or subtract 1 or 2 points. Only when there was no betting would it be counted. Long Baoxing, a 5th level Immortal King. Losing to Qin Yun, a 6th level Immortal King, was nothing to be ashamed of. He just felt that bragging about how powerful he was a bit stupid. Long Baoxing, who came from the Dragon Manor, was very suspicious of Qin Yun's strength because he was very sure that Qin Yun had used the Di Yuan Heavenly Pill and the Emperor Blood Pool to quickly improve. This kind of situation was very normal in the Imperial Clan Divine Palace. Although most of the disciples of the Imperial Clan were unwilling to use this method to improve their cultivation, some people would first break through and then slowly consolidate their cultivation. Qin Yun had just broken through to the 6th level of the Immortal King realm, so he did not have time to consolidate and strengthen his Immortal King power. His situation was very abnormal, which Long Baoxing did not expect. Under normal circumstances, Long Baoxing could indeed win. When Qin Yun fought with Long Baoxing just now, he could feel that Long Baoxing was indeed very strong. With his cultivation of the 5th level of the Immortal King realm, he could defeat ordinary 7th level Immortal Kings. How did you cultivate? This doesn't make sense at all. Long Baoxing frowned. Otherwise, I wouldn't have foolishly bet with you. Because he lost more than 20 points, Long Baoxing also fell out of the top 50. Of course, with his strength, he would be able to fight back very quickly. I'm not sure either. I only know that I'm not weak. Qin Yun chuckled and walked down the stage. Although Long Baoxing was a bit arrogant, he was easy to talk to and was the kind of person who could afford to lose. Long Baoxing followed Qin Yun down the stage. He wanted to chat with Qin Yun a bit more and figure out Qin Yun's situation. Brother Qin, you are very strong. You should go to a stronger battle stage. Go to the Northern Battle stage. That is the gathering place of the 7th and 8th level Immortal Kings. Long Baoxing laughed. Don't bully people here. After someone heard this, he also continued. Qin Yun, with your strength, no one at the same cultivation level would be willing to bet points with you. If you managed to buy the qualifications with great difficulty and no one bet points with you after you went up, then you would only win 1 point. That's right. Since we spent a lot of Saint Profound silver crystals to get on stage, We should try to win as many points as possible. Someone laughed and said, go to the northern war zone. The 7th or 8th heaven celestial kings, there will definitely be willing to play with you. The people on the west battle platform wished for nothing more than for Qin Yun to leave as soon as possible because it was impossible for them to defeat Qin Yun. Qin Yun was waiting on the platform. If they were to accidentally pick Qin Yun, losing 1 point would not be a big deal, but it would be a waste of the right to enter the platform. Brother Qin, let me send you to the northern battle zone. Long Baoxing chuckled. Let's go, go, go. Qin Yun thought about it and felt that there was no point in staying in the western war zone. Therefore, he agreed to go to the northern war zone. Seeing Long Baoxing lead Qin Yun towards the northern war zone, everyone heaved a sigh of relief. Furthermore, they even wished Qin Yun victory in every battle and that everything would go smoothly. They said many nice things to him and sent him off like he was a plague. Qin Yun followed Long Baoxing to the northern war zone. Baoxing, does Princess Anya get any good treatment in your dragon manor? Qin Yun asked. This princess from the Dark Royal race is willing to be pawned in the Emperor race Divine Palace. This is definitely not simple. Hey, this woman wants our 9-dragon heavenly origin formation. Their Dark Royal dragon race doesn't have this kind of thing, Long Baoxing said with smile. Our dragon manor can see through her little trick. Qin Yun is not surprised that Dragon Manor has the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation. Qin Yun has been thinking of a way to use dragon heavenly runes to help the immortal desolate dragon race set up a true 9-dragon heavenly origin formation. But until now, he still has not collected enough dragon heavenly runes. Dark Royal Dragon Race. Princess Anya is a dragon? Qin Yun said in shock. No, she has half dragon blood in her body. Half human, half dragon, Long Baoxing said. Our imperial race's clan emperor is also half human, half dragon. Qin Yun nodded. This kind of situation is very common among the dragon race. Then tell me, will Princess Anya succeed? Is your dragon manor's 9-dragon heavenly origin formation really that important to her? Qin Yun said with smile. It is extremely important. Why have the Dark Royal race been unable to defeat us for so many years? Isn't it because they don't have the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation? Long Baoxing said with smile. When our two races fought, it was mainly the dragon race from both sides who fought. Dragon Manor is the army of the Emperor race. Fighting and whatnot is done by the dragon race. It is the same for the Dark Royal race. It seems like Dragon Manor will protect the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation very well. Qin Yun said with smile. Of course, Long Baoxing said with smile. Princess Anya will not succeed. Qin Yun said again. Baoxing, have you heard of a woman named Long Xiaofeng? Long Baoxing nodded and said, of course I have. She is very awesome. Her imperial dragon bloodline is very pure. Moreover, she also has Phoenix bloodline. Phoenix bloodline? Qin Yun said in amazement. I have only heard of it. In short, she is a very special existence in our dragon manor. People call her Imperial Dragon Princess. Long Baoxing said with grave expression. Princess Anya told Qin Yun before that Long Xiaofeng's identity is very special. Now hearing Long Baoxing's words, Qin Yun realized that Long Zhuang must have discovered something special about Long Xiaofeng. Qin Yun and Long Baoxing arrived at the northern war zone. Long Xiaofeng is not here. Long Xiaofeng went to the central war zone. As a 7th-stage immortal king, she can easily defeat 8th-stage immortal kings. So no one here wants to bet points with her. They can only go to the central war zone. Long Baoxing said with smile. Princess Anya also went to the central war zone. At this time, a middle-aged man looked at Long Baoxing and said, Baoxing, why did you come here? Who is this person? He looks very familiar. My brother, Qin Yun. Long Baoxing laughed loudly and patted Qin Yun's shoulder. Qin Yun came to the northern war zone. The people here don't know that Qin Yun is already a 6th-stage immortal king. Long Baoxing proudly said with smile. I just exchanged pointers with Brother Qin and lost. So I sent him here to give you points. He now has 48 points. There are more than 100 immortal kings on the Northern War Zone's largest battle stage. They are very amazed to learn that Qin Yun has 48 points. If Qin Yun bet 48 points, so long as he wins, he will get 48 points. This is very impressive. Of course, ordinary people would not bet all their points on the battle stage. He can come here to fight? An old man asked doubtfully. Brother Qin is a 6th-stage immortal king. He can easily beat you 7th-stage immortal kings. Huh. Don't look down on him, Long Baoxing said with a smile. At this time, the auction for the qualification to go on stage is about to begin. After learning that Qin Yun has become a 6th-stage immortal king, the immortal kings of the ancient city of Immortal King are very surprised. But the Dark Royal family and Imperial family people don't think it's a big deal. Especially the Imperial family disciples. They know very well that Qin Yun used the Emperor Blood Pool and Emperor Origin Heavenly Pill to break through. Qin Yun participated in the auction and used several tens of thousands of genes of sacred mysterious silver crystals to buy the qualification to go on stage. In order to play it safe, Qin Yun did not choose to challenge 8th-stage Immortal Kings. Instead, he chose 7th-stage Immortal Kings. Very quickly, he finished the drawing. He picked a 7th-stage Immortal King from the Dark Royal family. He is a fat middle-aged man. Betting points? The middle-aged man said with a sinister smile. 48 points. Do you dare to follow? Qin Yun said with a smile. I've let you see a joke. I only have 40 points, the fat middle-aged man said with a smile. Let's bet 40 points. How about it? Gambling all one's points. This is rather rare. The fat middle-aged man is so confident, he definitely thinks that Qin Yun used the Emperor Blood Pool to quickly cultivate. That's why he is very weak. All right. Qin Yun nodded in agreement, then took out his jade card and gave 40 points to the judge. The fat middle-aged man from the Dark Royal family also gave 40 points to the judge. Long Baoxing opened the bet. Qin Yun feels that Long Baoxing can join Murong Darren and others. It must be known that Long Baoxing said how many Emperor Origin Heavenly Pills Qin Yun ate and entered the Emperor Blood Pool to cultivate. Only then could he break through very quickly. He deliberately boasted about how awesome Qin Yun is. The more he boasted, the less optimistic others are about Qin Yun. Especially the Imperial family disciples. They all know very well that although eating the Emperor Origin Heavenly Pill and cultivating in the Emperor Blood Pool can increase cultivation very quickly, the Immortal King power will be very weak. The Dark Royal family people are also very clear about this matter. That's why they all bet many sacred mysterious silver crystals on Qin Yun losing. Long Baoxing opened the bet. He only bet on Qin Yun winning. If others want to bet with him, they can only bet on Qin Yun losing. If Qin Yun wins, Long Baoxing will make a huge profit. Qin Yun now understands why Long Baoxing tried to curry favor with him and even pulled him over. So it is because he wants to make a huge profit. There are many people like Long Baoxing who open the bet. For example, Murong Darren and others. Moreover, they are very professional. Su Xiaoba and Xia Wufeng's plates have allowed them to make a lot of profit. There is also the big sister, Xiao Yuan Mei, allowing them to win for sure. They don't know that Qin Yun is here, otherwise Long Baoxing would not have anything to do with it. Stand properly, the judge shouted. Qin Yun and the fat middle-aged man from the Dark Royal family are standing properly, making sure that there's a certain distance between them and each other. Although the battle stage is very big, when experts fight on it, no matter how far apart they are, when both sides attack at full speed, they will collide with each other in just 1 or 2 seconds. Therefore, the battle stage is a test of one's reaction speed. One must dodge the opponent's sneak attack in a very short period of time. All right, begin, the judge shouted. Qin Yun feels a bit pressured facing the Dark Royal family, 7th layer Immortal King. Dark Royal family Immortal Kings are not weak. Qin Yun must be very careful when dealing with them without using any weapon. As soon as the battle started, Qin Yun did not attack. Instead, he took defensive measures. First, he released Body Protecting Dragon Handle Barrier. Then he released Gravity Domain. Although his opponent is fat middle-aged man, he is very agile. His body is as fast as lightning. He rushed forward. Chapter 1723. In total darkness originally, the fat middle-aged man wanted to get close to Qin Yun before attacking. But after he got close, he sensed the gravity domain and immediately attacked. The fat middle-aged man punched out a ball of blue fist wind, making a low whistling sound, and then immediately retreated. He discovered that Qin Yun's gravity domain is very strange. He also sensed that Qin Yun's body-protecting dragon handle barrier is very strong, so he quickly retreated. Hoo-hoo! The blue fist wind didn't look very violent. Instead, it was somewhat gentle. However, this power was extremely strange. After enveloping it, it suddenly turned into a blue lump of mud. A large amount of blue mud wrapped around Qin Yun. Qin Yun is extremely alarmed because his gravity domain is unable to block this energy. In other words, the ball of mud formed by the energy had no weight, so would not be affected by the gravity domain. Qin Yun's body trembled as he released a powerful vibration force. That burst of power caused the mud that wrapped him to swell up. Damn it, what the hell is that? Qin Yun was alarmed as he immediately cast his penetration divine power in an attempt to penetrate the barrier. However, he realized that his divine powers were unable to penetrate the barrier. Brother Qin, that fatty is using the Dark Royal family's secret technique, total darkness. It can seal any kind of energy inside. Long Baoxing shouted anxiously. No matter how strong the power you release is, it will only expand that power. Qin Yun immediately understood that the power of the absent sun technique had a special property similar to elasticity. When it enveloped a person, no matter how much they struggled, they would be enveloped by the elastic energy, unable to break free. Qin Yun, you lost. Thank you for giving me points. With your 40 points, I can quickly rush to the top 20. The fat middle-aged man laughed loudly. His body is releasing a blue mist. The mist floated out and constantly strengthened the blue mud that enveloped Qin Yun. Brother Qin, that guy is about to attack. Long Baoxing is very anxious. If Qin Yun loses, he will lose even his underwear. Boom! The fat middle-aged man quickly leaped over and descended from the sky. His fists were like a pair of raging tigers. Although Qin Yun is enveloped by the power of total darkness and is unable to sense his surroundings, he still has the body-protecting dragon aura barrier. The fat middle-aged man was a 7th firmament immortal king. The immortal king power in his body was extremely terrifying. Now he had gathered all the power in his body and punched Qin Yun with both fists. Qin Yun, who is wrapped up, felt the body-protecting dragon aura barrier shatter in an instant. Originally, the body-protecting dragon aura barrier would produce a very strong rebounding force. However, after Qin Yun was enveloped by the power of total darkness, the rebounding force was isolated and he was unable to escape. Quite powerful. The fat middle-aged man laughed and said, "But how long can you hold on for?" The fat middle-aged man laughed loudly and attacked again. Qin Yun was wrapped up and could not leave his spot. All he could do was struggle. Brother Qin, quickly defend. Long Baoxing shouted. Qin Yun released body-protecting dragon aura barrier and gravity domain again. When the fat middle-aged man's fist rushed over, he also felt a strong resistance, causing his fist to be unable to directly injure Qin Yun. Yuner, release Nether Sun Fire, Qin Yun said in his heart. Ling Yuner immediately controlled the Nether Sun and released a very strong Nether Sun Fire. The power of total darkness immediately stuck close to Qin Yun, and the Nether Sun Fire released by Qin Yun also had a very good effect. The Nether Sun Fire can dissolve any energy, crush and refine everything. After the power of total darkness was burned by the Nether Sun Fire, it quickly dissipated, turned into mist, and then was swallowed by the Nether Sun. The fat middle-aged man saw that the power of total darkness is gradually weakening and is extremely shocked. Below the stage, the people from Imperial Race and Dark Royal Race burst out in alarm. The total darkness is very dangerous. Those who are familiar with it will avoid it in advance. The immortal kings of the immortal king ancient city have suffered many losses. In order to avoid being surrounded and beaten up, they can only admit defeat. However, Qin Yun seems to have broken through the envelopment of the total darkness power. The total darkness is a piece of blue sticky mud that wraps people inside and has a very strong elasticity. Now, the blue mud wrapping around Qin Yun is emitting a blue mist. Don't even think about coming out. The fat middle-aged man is very anxious. He shouted loudly and rushed over again, punching toward Qin Yun's head. Nether Sun Totem appeared on Qin Yun's fist. Ferocious power roared like a dragon and thunder. Nether Sun Fire was released through the Nether Sun Totem. He punched. The Nether Sun Fire on his fist pierced through the layer of blue mud and collided with the fat middle-aged man's fist. Boom! Qin Yun's fist vibrated like the heavenly quake. He used the heavenly quake of the Nine-style heavenly extermination. Moreover, it is produced through the heavenly Tao's ferocious power and Nether Sun Totem. Its might is very dreadful. The fat middle-aged man's fist cracked from the impact, and the fingers on his hand broke and flew everywhere. Crash! Qin Yun's palms emitted black Nether Sun Spirit. He tore apart the total darkness power wrapping around him. Qin Yun came out. The immortal kings below the stage are all dumbstruck. Ha ha! Brother Qin is invincible. Quickly get rid of him. Long Baoxing laughed heartily. Just now he thought that he would lose. He almost cried. Although the fat middle-aged man's hand has been destroyed, his injury is not too serious. He is a seventh heaven immortal king. He will not admit defeat. If he loses, he will lose 40 points. Qin Yun immediately flew over and released tree vines. Although the tree vines appeared very quickly, the fat middle-aged man's reaction is very fast. He can dodge in advance or break the tree vines that are trying to wrap around him. Moreover, he is constantly moving around the stage, trying to avoid Qin Yun getting close to him. He knows that Qin Yun has a very strong body protecting Dragon Handle Barrier, as well as that strange gravity. Just now, when he exchanged blows with Qin Yun, he realized that Qin Yun's power is very dreadful. Therefore, he cannot get close to Qin Yun. He must find an opportunity to use total darkness again to envelop Qin Yun. Don't run! Qin Yun shouted and released Gravity Domain. This time, Ling Yun controlled the Nether Sun to release an even bigger gravity domain, covering more than half of the stage. The fat middle-aged man is finally covered by the gravity domain. His body suddenly floated up. He is floating up. His body is not under his control. The moment he floated up, Qin Yun used light, transformation, sacred pupil, and rushed over in the blink of an eye. Qin Yun's hand fell down like a fierce axe. A large area of thunder and lightning exploded along with his arm. Heavenly Extermination 9 style, Thunder Collapse. Berserk thunder and lightning exploded down like a thunderbolt. Although the fat middle-aged man released a very strong immortal king power to protect himself, the barrier was destroyed in an instant. Boom! The fat middle-aged man fell to the ground. His body was struck by the concentrated berserk thunder and lightning. Qin Yun's ferocious aura is also extremely dreadful. He raised his hand and was about to attack again when the fat middle-aged man shouted in pain, "I admit defeat. If they continue to fight, they might die. If they die in this kind of battle, they can't blame others." Qin Yun won. He now has 88 points. He can enter top 50. The Immortal King ranking in the middle of the Immortal King Ancient City is not updated. It is refreshed every hour. Long Baoxing laughed loudly and said, "Won, Brother Qin won. I won. Those people who bet on Qin Yun's loss are all very unhappy." Long Baoxing earned more than 100,000 sacred Xian silver crystals this time. After Qin Yun collected his points, he walked down the stage with a smile. Long Baoxing also gave him 80,000. He did not take it all for himself. Imperial race and Dark Royal race people are very suspicious. How can Qin Yun break through so quickly and still maintain his strength? This is very unreasonable. Qin Yun took out the Devil Mirror and contacted Xiao Yuelon. "Yuelon, how is it on your side?" Qin Yun asked. "I have 80 points. Xiaoyan, what about you? Xiao Yuan asked. You're also very fast. I have 88 points. Qin Yun said with mischievous smile. You're also in the northern war zone? Xiao Yuan said in shock. And are you also here? Qin Yun asked. Of course I am, but I am on the middle stage. I won a match in the western war zone and won 26 points. Then I immediately came to the northern war zone and bought the qualification to go on stage. After winning one match, I have 80 points in total. Xiao Yuan said. Qin Yun immediately realized that he can go on stage in many war zones. For example, if he bought the qualification to go on stage in the Western War Zone, he would need to wait for 3 matches before he can continue to buy in the Western War Zone. However, he could go to other war zones. If he has enough energy, strength, and wealth, he can fight in the Western War Zone and then immediately go to the Northern War Zone to buy the qualification to go on stage. After winning, he can go to the middle stage. This way, he can fight continuously. Xiaoyan, let's meet up. We will go to the middle war zone to take a look. Xiao Yuan said with smile. Long Baoxing also ran back. After Qin Yun and Xiao Yuan met, he used the teleportation jade pendant and directly teleported to the middle war zone. This can save time. Xiaoyan, are you injured? Xiao Yuan asked with concern. Not at all, Qin Yun said with smile. Let's see if we can defeat a 9th level Immortal King in the middle war zone. The guy I fought before was a 7th level Immortal King. It would be very strenuous to fight an 8th level Immortal King. It is hard to say for a 9th level Immortal King. Xiao Yuan shook her head and said, if we are 7th level Immortal Kings, we can give it a try. With Princess Anya here, even if they are 7th level Immortal Kings, she doesn't want to face 9th level Immortal Kings. But because everyone knows that she is Princess Anya and that she can defeat 7th or 8th level Immortal Kings with her 7th level Immortal King cultivation, no one wants to bet points with her. If she wants to bet points, she can only go all out against 9th level Immortal Kings. In other words, 9th level Immortal Kings can wait for many 7th or 8th level Immortal Kings to give points to them. Most of the people at the top of the Immortal King ranking are 9th level Immortal Kings. This is mainly because those powerful 7th or 8th level Immortal Kings are giving points to them. When a 7th level Immortal King fights a 9th level Immortal King, 8 out of 10 will lose. Even Princess Anya is fully prepared before she dares to make a bet. Just as Qin Yun and Xiao Yuan arrived, they saw an old man from the Immortal King ancient city go on stage. This kind of old man going on stage is most likely to announce a change of the rules. Now, many Immortal Kings are satisfied with this kind of gambling rules. No one wants to change it. Chapter 1724. Furious battle. This is good news. After Qin Yun and Xiao Yuan heard this, they are secretly happy. If the two of them join hands, defeating an 8th Heaven Immortal King won't be a problem. Even a 9th Heaven Immortal King might be defeated by them. The old man on the stage said again. Apart from this, you can also directly choose an opponent to challenge, but this requires the other party's consent. During battle, you can fight many people against many people. You can also fight many people against one person. The specifics are decided by both sides. If the auction price is 100,000 sacred Xian silver crystals, then everyone in your team will have to pay 100,000 sacred Xian silver crystals. This immediately caused many people to discuss. Group battle is indeed a good way to play. Moreover, you can also choose an opponent. This way, you can make a private agreement, then buy the qualification to go on stage and gamble points. Many 7th Heaven Immortal Kings with good strength don't dare to challenge 9th Heaven Immortal Kings. If they can bring along 1 or 2 companions, they will have enough confidence to fight against 9th Heaven Immortal Kings. This way, 9th Heaven Immortal Kings can also obtain more points. This is very good news for 9th Heaven Immortal Kings. It means that there will be even more 7th and 8th Heaven Immortal Kings coming to give them points. Xiao Yun, Xiao Feng doesn't seem to be in the crowd. Xiao Yuan said with frown. Could it be that she went back to rest? Qin Yun looked at the crowd and also did not see Long Xiaofeng. Xia Wufeng and Princess Anya are here, but Long Xiaofeng is nowhere to be seen. Qin Yun went to look for Xia Wufeng. Boss Xia, Have you seen Xiaofeng? Where did she go? Qin Yun asked. She is seriously injured, Xia Wufeng said with frown. She challenged an 8th Heaven Immortal King and was seriously injured. Her condition has already been stabilized, and she has been taken back to rest. This is impossible, Xiao Yuelon said in alarm and anger. There must be some secret behind this. Yes, that's why this matter is very strange. Xia Wufeng nodded and said, I was at the scene at the time. The first thing I did was check her injuries. I didn't see any problem. However, I know Xiaofeng's strength. Even if she lost to an 8th Heaven Immortal King, she wouldn't lose so miserably. Qin Yun clenched his fists tightly. His expression was gloomy as he said coldly, Who injured her? Xia Wufeng looked at an elegant middle-aged man in white who was not far away. The middle-aged man had a beard and was dressed very elegantly. At that moment, he was chatting with a friend beside him. It's him, from the Chu family of the inscription world. His name is Chu Hai, Xia Wufeng said. He can also be considered a member of the imperial family. Inscription world's Chu family? Qin Yun said with a low snort. I had a grudge with them before. I must figure this matter out. Where's Xiaofeng being taken? Xiao Yuelon asked. Her injuries can be stabilized. You don't have to worry too much. Xia Wufeng comforted them. Princess Anya gave her a pill, which made her feel much better, and then arranged for someone to send her to rest and heal. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon looked at the masked Princess Dark Knight and secretly thanked her in their hearts. Let's go ask her, Xiao Yuelon said in a low voice. Qin Yun nodded, then glanced at Chu Hai and secretly clenched his fists. Chu Hai also saw Qin Yun and said with smile, Yo, isn't that Qin Yun? Chu Hai, what exactly did you do to Xiaofeng? Qin Yun said in cold voice. What are you talking about? Chu Hai said with smile. Don't tell me you think that Long Xiaofeng lost because I won unfairly. It's definitely your doing, Qin Yun said angrily. Long Xiaofeng's cultivation is lower than mine. It's normal for her to be injured by me. Chu Hai shook his head and laughed. On the other hand, you often use some tricks to defeat strong people. You are just measuring others by your own standards. That's right, this Qin Yun caused my Chu family to lose an immortal king in that forest. He truly is a wretched guy. This bastard joined the Qin imperial family and is also a member of our imperial family. This is truly sad. How can our imperial family have such a guy? Qin Yun, Long Xiaofeng, is just too weak. A weak woman overestimated her own capabilities and challenged brother Chu Hai, who has high cultivation. It is very normal for her to be defeated. Long Xiaofeng is arrogant and stupid. She gave 90 points to brother Chu Hai in vain. Ha ha ha. Qin Yun is extremely furious. He shouted, Chu Hai, do you dare to accept my challenge? A youth said with sneer, Qin Yun, you are much more stupid than Long Xiaofeng. Her cultivation is higher than yours, and your cultivation is so low, yet you want to challenge brother Chu Hai? Chu Hai shook his head and laughed. Qin Yun, I don't accept your challenge. It's not that I'm afraid of you. It's just that I don't want to waste time on a guy like you. What's the benefit of winning? I can only get 1 point. Brother Chu Hai is right. Fighting with this kind of guy is simply a disgrace. Someone at the side laughed and said. The people around the stage all focused their gazes on Qin Yun. Qin Yun is already the focus of attention. Now that he is loudly talking to someone, it also attracted the attention of many people. Princess Anya also walked over. I am a 6th Heaven Immortal King, Qin Yun said coldly. Also, I have 88 points. Don't know my points? Qin Yun is a 6th Heaven Immortal King. He has 88 points. This caused the thousands of people present to be extremely shocked. Not all of the people here are 9th Heaven Immortal Kings. There are many Immortal Kings of other realms. They are gathered here to watch the battle of the strongest on the Immortal King ranking. An old man beside, Chu Hai said with smile. This Qin Yun broke through so quickly because he ate the D-Origin Heavenly Pill and then entered the Emperor Blood Pool to cultivate. There is nothing to make a fuss about. This is very normal among the Imperial clans. All the Imperial clans present nodded repeatedly. After Princess Anya arrived, she said in a low and cold voice, Qin Yun, Don't act recklessly. Keep your points. That guy is very strange. Princess Anya, you are someone from the Dark Royal clan, yet you dare to say that I am strange? Chu-hai shook his head and said with smile, if I, Chu-hai, have any shameful methods on the stage, everyone will definitely be able to see through it. Someone shouted, that's right. There are so many powerful ninth heaven immortal kings here. Are they all blind? Long Xiaofeng's skill is inferior. She lost to Brother Chu-hai. It's very normal for someone with low cultivation to lose to someone with high cultivation. Were you questioning? An old man shouted, Chu-hai, do you dare to accept my challenge? Qin Yun's eyes are filled with cold light. He looked at Chu-hai and asked loudly, you're giving me points? I welcome you very much. I accept your challenge. Chu-hai chuckled and said, I will wait for you to buy the qualification to go on stage. Truly reckless. You won't even know how you will die later. Princess Anya groaned and then looked at Xiao Yuelon. Control your man. Don't let him do stupid things. It's fine, he can win. Xiao Yuelon said very confidently. Just wait and see. Princess Anya lightly stamped her feet and said with snort, all right, if Qin Yun is injured, I will also give him a pill to eat. Who told me to be a soft-hearted woman? Then I will thank you first. Xiao Yuelon said. The people on the middle battle platform knew that Qin Yun wanted to challenge Chu-hai, so no one competed with him for the qualification to go on stage. Qin Yun only used 20,000 sacred Xian silver crystals to buy the qualification to go on stage. After he went on stage, he directly stated that he wanted to gamble with Chu-hai. After Chu-hai went on stage, he said with smile, let's bet 80 points, lest you lose everything. 80 it is. Qin Yun took out his jade card, walked towards the referee, and gave 80 points to him. Chu-hai chuckled and said, my luck is really good. Long Xiaofeng gave me more than 90 points before, and now another one wants to give me 80 points. If I win this time, I will be able to enter the top 10. A sixth heaven immortal king wants to defeat an eighth heaven immortal king? This guy is really confident. Someone shook his head and laughed. You can't use Sun Spirit on the stage. Someone suddenly shouted, Princess Anya has Sun Spirit. She was restricted from using it before. Qin Yun, if you don't rely on Sun Spirit, you are nothing. Chu-hai's friend below the stage laughed loudly. Qin Yun is secretly alarmed. Princess Anya actually has Sun Spirit. She must have taken out before and was restricted. Princess Anya nodded and said, Qin Yun, if you use Sun Spirit, you will be judged to have lost. Because of this, I lost 30 points. Qin Yun only wants to quickly defeat Chu-hai and then go see Long Xiaofeng. Xiao Wufeng said to Xiao Yuelon in low voice, Yuelon, wait a moment and see clearly. Maybe there's something I can't discover. Xiao Yuelon nodded. Princess Anya said, that guy's method is very brilliant. No one can discover it. You should worry about Qin Yun first. She is much weaker than Xiaofeng. Even Xiaofeng can't block that guy's sinister move, let alone Qin Yun. He can block it, Xiao Yuelon said. Begin. The referee shouted and rang a small bell. Chu-hai came from the Chu family of the inscription world, but he is not an inscription master. As soon as the battle began, his hands overflowed with immortal king power. Inside his immortal king power, there are 8 types of tiny king crystals emitting extremely strong energy. Brat, I'll let you experience my power. Chu-hai laughed heartily and rushed towards Qin Yun with quick steps. Seeing Chu-hai attack, many people below burst into cheers. Brother Chu-hai is indeed formidable. This kind of movement technique is simply superb. No wonder he is ranked 18th on the Immortal King ranking. This beautiful attack perfectly uses Immortal King power. Look at his Immortal King power. The King crystal inside is not small. One look and you can tell that it is extremely strong. Even some 9th level Immortal Kings are not as big as his King crystal. Chu-hai's face is filled with proud smile as he rushed towards Qin Yun. Qin Yun's expression is gloomy and cold. Berserk's super gravity fiercely pressed down. Chu-hai, who is flying over, did not expect this and was directly pressed down to a halt. Chu-hai's expression suddenly changed. Everyone also let out a cry of alarm. Everyone can see that Chu Hai was suppressed by a formidable power just now. Qin Yun used light, transformation, sacred pupil, and instantly arrived at Chu Hai. He sent out a palm strike. Dragon roar and lion roar simultaneously erupted. Heavenly Lion Extinction Dragon Palm. Moreover, it is executed using absolute yang power. Its power is extremely terrifying. Bang! Qin Yun's palm heavily landed on Chu Hai's face, causing Chu Hai's body to spin and roll in the air. A large amount of blood flew out of his mouth. Chapter 1725. Soul-injuring technique. Chu Hai was sent flying by Qin Yun's palm strike, which immediately caused a series of exclamations below the battle platform. Those who said that Chu Hai was very strong were now speechless. Qin Yun, a sixth heaven immortal king, was able to slap an eighth heaven immortal king. This was indeed unimaginable. Chu Hai's strength was not just for show. He was indeed very strong. The king crystal inside his immortal king power was not small, which meant that his immortal king power was extremely strong. However, just as he was about to attack Qin Yun, he suddenly stopped. Then, Qin Yun flashed over and slapped him. Qin Yun's two fingers were filled with extremely strong finger power. One could see that the space around his fingers were rippling. He caught up with Chu Hai, gathered his finger power, and pointed it forward. He used the first finger of heaven, extinguishing 9 fingers, piercing heaven. It carried an incomparably strong, penetrating power, as if it could pierce through the sky and hit Chu Hai. After being slapped by Qin Yun, Chu Hai is also extremely angry. When he sensed Qin Yun's powerful finger force, he was alarmed. His body immediately erupted with berserk, immortal king power. In the blink of an eye, Chu Hai's body was wrapped by many stones. Boom! Qin Yun's heaven-extinguishing, heaven-penetrating, heaven finger power hit the thick stone shield and sent Chu Hai's body flying. Chu Hai's body was sent flying and hit the barrier, but he did not fly out. But Qin Yun's finger power was enough to kill him. On the battle platform, a large amount of stones and soil were scattered. They were all exploded from Chu Hai's body. Chu Hai rolled on the ground. Seeing Chu Hai being suppressed by Qin Yun, many powerful immortal kings were alarmed. Princess Anya also found it hard to believe. She did not expect Qin Yun's strength to be so strong. Just now, she secretly probed Qin Yun's immortal king power aura. She felt that it was not very strong. But now, the power that Qin Yun erupted with was terrifyingly strong. The strength of the immortal king power was definitely not something that an ordinary sixth heaven immortal king could have. Princess Anya also knew that Qin Yun was the same as them. Because of some kind of power in his body, his immortal king power became stronger. Chu Hai's defense was extremely strong, and right now, he was like a huge stone ball. Although a lot of stone and soil had been sent flying just now, after he released the power of the immortal king, he was able to quickly repair it. "You bastard, do you plan on hiding like a turtle?" Qin Yun sneered and immediately jumped over. Chu Hai had bet his points. If he lost 80 points, he didn't know when he would be able to earn it back. Moreover, he was an 8th heaven celestial king. If he lost to a 6th heaven celestial king, he would be too ashamed to show his face in the future. Therefore, he couldn't lose no matter what. After Qin Yun went over, he pushed out with his palm and a surge of energy surged out. The violent palm force was vast and mighty, bringing with it a mighty vibration power. This was the star-shattering palm. The star-shattering palm was a type of Tao art, and it was used in conjunction with the power of vibration. Qin Yun can control a very powerful earthquake divine ability power. He can release a very terrifying vibration power. At this moment, when the star-shattering palm struck out, the violent shockwave caused the entire space above the fighting ring to fluctuate. Seeing Qin Yun's terrifying power, many of the 7th heaven immortal kings present decided not to fight Qin Yun. The power that Qin Yun, a 6th heaven celestial king, grasped was enough to kill a 7th heaven celestial king. Even many 8th heaven celestial kings felt that they would be under great pressure when facing Qin Yun. Only the Dragon Manor's Dragon Warriors and Dark Dragon Warriors didn't feel any pressure. However, they were also shocked by Qin Yun's current power. Boom! Qin Yun's star-shattering palm hit the very large stone ball. The violent palm force surged in all directions like a wave. The roaring vibration wave, along with the violent palm force, penetrated the stone ball. With a muffled sound, the stone ball exploded. Chu Hai, who was inside, rolled out with his face covered in dirt. He, who was originally elegant, is now in an extremely sorry state. Qin Yun immediately released supergravity and fiercely pressed down on Chu Hai. Then, the lightning lock's sacred eye and tree vines appeared at the same time and wrapped around Chu Hai. Chu Hai shouted angrily, "Qin Yun, you used a dirty move. Screw you." Qin Yun shouted coldly and flashed in front of Chu Hai. He used the heaven-extinguishing 9 fingers piercing heaven and attacked Chu Hai's head. Boom! The finger force shook and exploded. Chu Hai's forehead was hit and a bloody hole appeared. However, it couldn't penetrate Chu Hai's head. It could only create a 2-finger-wide hole. This caused people to be shocked. Chu Hai's head has a hole, but it doesn't seem to be affected at all. Moreover, it is quickly healing. Qin Yun is also extremely alarmed. His finger force just now contained a very strong mental power. Even if it couldn't penetrate Chu Hai's head, that powerful mental power was enough to destroy Chu Hai's soul. However, Chu Hai's soul doesn't seem to have suffered any serious damage. Chu Hai's expression is sinister. He shouted sternly, "Qin Yun, you have angered me." Ho! At the same time, Chu Hai roared. A violent black gas gushed out from his mouth. That black gas is very strange. At the same time Qin Yun dodged, he released a violent palm wind to disperse the black gas. However, the black gas didn't disperse. Instead, it rapidly rushed towards Qin Yun. After rushing towards Qin Yun, it quickly disappeared. Everyone thought that the black gas is a very strong power, but Qin Yun seems to be completely fine after being hit by the black gas. Chu Hai used a dirty move. Princess Anya said in a low voice, "And I don't know what that black gas is." Xiaofeng was hit by the black qi he shot out before, and then gradually lost. Xiao Wufeng nodded. After Qin Yun was hit by the black gas, he also had a very strange feeling. He shook his head fiercely, trying to make that strange feeling disappear. However, he didn't succeed. Boom! Qin Yun suddenly felt a pain in his back. After Chu Hai broke free, he circled around to Qin Yun's back and fiercely punched Qin Yun, sending him flying. Below the stage, waves of cheers immediately came out. Especially Chu Hai's friends, they shouted very loudly. Qin Yun looked at the people below the stage. He also saw Xiao Wufeng and Princess Anya. However, he can't see Chu Hai. "You can't see me." Chu Hai's voice appeared in Qin Yun's mind. Qin Yun quickly turned around. Indeed, he can't see Chu Hai, nor can he feel him. Chu Hai stood in front of Qin Yun. He quickly rushed over and punched Qin Yun's face. Qin Yun knows that Chu Hai used a dirty move. He is alarmed and released body protecting dragon aura barrier to block Chu Hai's punch. Although he blocked it, he was still sent flying by the impact. "Brother Yun, how are you?" Xiao Wufeng shouted. Xiao Yuelon said with a frown, "Xiao Yun can't see Chu Hai, but he can see us." Qin Yun did not reply because he wanted to speak, but he couldn't. He felt that something is wrong with his body. "Qin Yun, you are dead." Chu Hai's voice sounded in Qin Yun's mind. Qin Yun doesn't know why Chu Hai suddenly disappeared and why he can't sense him. Ling Yuner shouted, "Xiao Yun, you have been poisoned. It is a kind of soul poison that can paralyze a person's soul, so you can't see him and you can't speak." Xiaofeng must have been poisoned by this kind of soul poison. Qin Yun is infuriated. Long Xiaofeng was indeed defeated by a dirty move. He promptly operated the one-thought Imperial Heaven Art. The formidable God-tier technique allowed his soul to release a very powerful mental power, forcing out the soul poison that had infiltrated his soul. Nether Sun cooperated with Nether Moon and slowly devoured the soul poison. Qin Yun can suddenly see Chu Hai. Chu Hai punched over. Qin Yun immediately punched. His punch is like a blazing sun, Its aura is fierce and scorching. This is the Heaven Extermination 9 style, setting sun. The two fists collided. Chu Hai's fist cracked and blood flowed out. The blood was instantly burned dry by the intense flame. Boom! Qin Yun punched twice. He used the Heaven Extermination 9 style. Nether Sun Totem also appeared on his arms. The ferocious and wild flame aura is shocking. After Chu Hai's body was hit by Qin Yun's two punches, he vomited blood and screamed miserably. The clothes on his upper body have been torn apart, leaving two dents on the surface. His powerful body has been torn apart. His injuries are not light. Who told you to use dirty moves? Qin Yun said coldly. I will kill you today. Just as Qin Yun's face is filled with killing intent, and he is about to kill Chu Hai, Chu Hai's wild laughter suddenly appeared in his mind. Qin Yun, kill me as much as you want. If you kill me, Long Xiaofeng will also die very miserably. The corner of Chu Hai's mouth slightly curled up. His face is filled with sinister smile. Qin Yun also suddenly stopped condensing his berserk finger power. He just experienced Chu Hai's soul poison. Although Long Xiaofeng has been saved, that mysterious soul poison is not easy to cure. Moreover, that kind of soul poison is surely under Chu Hai's control. Long Xiaofeng is on the way. I have injected poisonous insects into her soul. I can feel those poisonous insects coming over. Wait a moment. You will be able to see her painful appearance. Ha ha. Chu Hai's sinister and evil laughter echoed in Qin Yun's mind. Chu Hai is using mental power to transmit voice to Qin Yun. This way, he won't expose the fact that he used dirty moves. Otherwise, if this matter were to spread out, he would be in great trouble. Qin Yun is extremely furious in his heart. He can no longer continue attacking. Chu Hai's body shook. 8th layer Immortal King power roared out. Qin Yun promptly retreated. Just now, everyone saw that Qin Yun could have dealt a fatal blow to Chu Hai. However, Qin Yun strangely stopped, as if he is hesitating about something. Xiao Yuan lightly groaned and said, Xiao Yun has been threatened by Chu Hai. Xiao Wufeng and Princess Anya can also see that Chu Hai is definitely using Long Xiaofeng to threaten Qin Yun. That bastard Chu Hai, he indeed used a very brilliant dirty move. Princess Anya coldly groaned and said, Xiaofeng must still have his power inside her body. After Qin Yun dodged, Chu Hai continued to attack. Moreover, he is laughing wildly. Qin Yun doesn't dare to attack him, so he has nothing to fear. Long Xiaofeng arrived. Her hair is simply tied up, hanging down in front of her chest. Her haggard face is filled with worry. After arriving on the battle stage, her phoenix eyes are filled with anxiety. Xiao Yun, Long Xiaofeng arrived beside Xiao Yuan and said in low voice, He is in danger. Quickly let him come down. On the battle stage, Qin Yun also saw Long Xiaofeng beside Xiao Yuan. Chapter 1726. Soul Poison Scarab, Xiaofeng is fine. Don't try to deceive me. The one who will die is you. Qin Yun replied. If I die, the soul poison sacred insect inside Long Xiaofeng's body will go out of control and devour her soul. She will also die. Ha ha. Chu Hai's loud laughter appeared in Qin Yun's mind. At this moment, Long Xiaofeng, who is beside Xiao Yuan, suddenly screamed in pain and squatted down. Xiao Yuan and Princess Anya immediately hugged Long Xiaofeng and injected their power to investigate her situation. It's a soul. Xiao Yuan quickly discovered it. Princess Dark Knight took out a few tiny silver needles and quickly pierced Long Xiaofeng's head. However, Long Xiaofeng was still screaming in pain. Seal her soul. Xiao Wufeng anxiously shouted. He pressed his palm on Long Xiaofeng's head and released a very strong mental power. Long Xiaofeng finally fainted. The people at the side only thought that Long Xiaofeng's injuries have not recovered. Quickly let me beat her up, otherwise her soul will scatter and she will die. Chu Hai's ice-cold voice transmitted into Qin Yun's mind. Qin Yun gritted his teeth and clenched his fists. Chu Hai sneered as he charged over. and punched Qin Yun in the face. Boom! Qin Yun's face suffered a heavy blow, and he was sent flying. "Ha! You weak bastard! You want to provoke me?" Chu Hai laughed loudly and violently beat up Qin Yun. On the stage, Chu Hai seems to have gone mad as he violently beat up Qin Yun. Everyone was puzzled. Despite suffering such a brutal beating, Qin Yun did not admit defeat. Furthermore, Qin Yun had the upper hand previously. Many people felt that something was wrong. After Long Xiaofeng arrived, Qin Yun began to lose power. There were many immortal kings with extremely high cultivation levels here. At this moment, they could all see something. Chu Hai also noticed that many people below the platform had suspicious looks on their faces. He knew that if he continued, it would arouse suspicion. Qin Yun quickly admit defeat. Chu Hai transmitted his voice. I admit defeat." Qin Yun gnashed his teeth and roared. He did it for Long Xiaofeng. Qin Yun admitted defeat. The audience was silent for a moment, then burst into cheers. When Qin Yun had the upper hand, he was suddenly beaten up and then admitted defeat, losing 80 points. Xiaoyan can win, but he's being threatened. Xiao Yuelon gritted her teeth and said in a low voice. She hugged Long Xiaofeng. Her heart is also filled with anger. That overflowing killing intent caused Xie Wufeng and Princess Anya to be shocked. After Qin Yun lost, he immediately rushed to Long Xiaofeng's side. He immediately checked Long Xiaofeng's soul and used Nether Sun and Nether Moon to exterminate the soul-poison sacred insect inside Long Xiaofeng's soul. Chu Hai wiped the wounds on his body with a towel and said with a hearty smile, "Did everyone see that?" Although Qin Yun is very strong, it's not enough to fight against an 8th heaven immortal king. With that said, he walked towards Qin Yun. Qin Yun was beaten up on the stage, but his sacred body is very powerful, so he did not suffer any serious injuries. Chu Hai, you used the soul-poison sacred insect very well, Qin Yun said coldly. After confirming that Long Xiaofeng is fine, he felt a lot more relieved. Chu Hai saw that Long Xiaofeng has woken up and wanted to control the soul-poison sacred insect to devour Long Xiaofeng's soul, but failed. His expression slightly changed, but he still said with calm smile, "Qin Yun, what are you talking about? You used soul-poison sacred insect on me. You also used it on Xiaofeng." Qin Yun tightly clenched his fists and said in cold voice, "Just now, you used soul-poison sacred insect to devour Xiaofeng's soul to threaten me to admit defeat." Chu Hai chuckled and said, "Qin Yun, you really know how to act shamelessly. Just now on the stage, you were beaten up by me and even admitted defeat." Chu Hai's friends also criticized Qin Yun one after another. "Qin Yun, can't you afford to lose? You were originally not brother Chu Hai's match. A 6th heaven immortal king wants to win against an 8th heaven immortal king. Truly ridiculous. What soul poison sacred insect? This kind of thing doesn't even exist. Qin Yun, you must have made it up. Qin Yun, don't slander me. Quickly admit your wrongs to brother Chu Hai. Right? Quickly admit your wrongs." A large group of people shouted loudly. Chu Hai looked at Qin Yun with a smile on his face. His expression seems to be saying, "What can you do to me?" "Qin Yun, if you agree to bet, you must be willing to lose. You lost. You lost so many points. You can only blame yourself for overestimating your capabilities and wanting to defeat the strong as the weak." Chu Hai shook his head and said with a smile, "Go back and cultivate for 2 years. With your current cultivation, don't even talk about killing me. You can't even defeat me. I don't need 2 years. I can kill you right now." Qin Yun's voice fell. His arms suddenly expanded. His bulging arm burst open his sleeves. His thick and solid arm is covered with a kind of natural golden totem. This is the Nether Sun totem. It was originally black, but now it has turned golden. This kind of totem rune seems to have been formed naturally. Looking carefully, it looks like the totem of a ferocious lion. Die. His 2 fingers jabbed forward and released a frantic finger power that enveloped Chu Hai's body. Heaven extinguishing 9 fingers, exploding heaven finger. Boom! At the same time the explosion rang out, Chu Hai's upper body instantly shattered. The exploded fragments carried scorching heat as they sputtered in all directions. Chu Hai's friends all had their faces splattered with a large amount of charred flesh. Qin Yun killed Chu Hai. Sure enough, he didn't need 2 years to kill Chu Hai. Moreover, it was very direct. The totem on Qin Yun's arm also suddenly disappeared. Princess Yi is extremely shocked because she knows what totem it is. The surroundings of the middle battle platform is completely silent. Someone died. If someone died on the stage, it wouldn't be a big deal. But Qin Yun killed someone below the stage. This is the Immortal King Ancient City. It is not allowed to kill within the Immortal King Ancient City. The person Qin Yun killed is from the Chu Imperial clan, and Qin Yun himself is from the Qin Imperial clan. The people of the Immortal King Ancient City only felt a headache. They never thought that such a thing would happen. Qin Yun, you killed someone. A member of the Chu family shouted with a trembling voice. I know. I don't need you to remind me. Qin Yun's expression is indifferent as he said, just now, I could have killed him, but he used Xiaofeng to threaten me, causing me to be unable to do so. Now, everyone should know how strong I am, right? Qin Yun's strength is truly very strong. Just now, he was beaten up on the stage, and now he killed Chu Hai in one move. Previously, many people had great doubts about Qin Yun being defeated by Chu Hai. But now, they also secretly believe that Chu Hai was using some underhanded method. No matter what, you killed someone from my Chu family, so you must pay with your life. An old man from the Chu family roared and punched at Qin Yun. Clang! A crisp sword hum appeared, bringing with it a cold light. The one-armed sword immortal attacked. No one knew when a sword appeared in Xie Wufeng's hand. When everyone reacted, they only saw that the sword in his hand was dripping with blood. As for the Chu family elder who attacked Qin Yun, his body was also cut in half at the waist. Moreover, there are more than 100 bloody holes on his body. The Chu family elder who attacked Qin Yun is a ninth heaven immortal king. Xie Wufeng was worried that Qin Yun would be injured, so he attacked. Qin Yun knew that with Xie Wufeng here, he can be at ease. This is the trustworthy boss, Xie. If they kill people here, at most they won't be able to participate in the Immortal King ranking. In the ancient city of Immortal King, the strongest are Immortal Kings. And Xie Wufeng is a ninth heaven Immortal King. With his sword cultivator strength, he can kill his way out. The other Immortal Kings immediately dispersed. Many people are very clear about Xie Wufeng's strength. His sword is terrifyingly fast, terrifyingly strong. If they were to fight, who knew whether or not a few bloody holes would appear on their bodies for no apparent reason? You killed people, the judge shouted. Already said, it was Chu Hai who was in the wrong first. I don't care about the rules of your ancient city of Immortal King. I only know that this guy used underhanded methods to make me and Xiaofeng lose. Moreover, he threatened me and even wanted to use soul poison saint insect to control Xiaofeng. Qin Yun said coldly, since it was Chu Hai's fault, then the Chu family's ninth heaven immortal king wants to kill my sworn brother. If your ancient city of Immortal King doesn't do anything, then I will. Xie Wufeng's voice is like a cold and dripping blood sword in his hand, filled with arrogance and ice-cold killing intent. Princess Anya stood at the side in a daze. She knew that Qin Yun is a very reckless guy, but she didn't expect him to be so reckless. He actually dared to ignore the rules of the ancient city of Immortal King and directly kill people. She is the Dark Royal Race's Princess Anya. She and the Dark Royal Race's people came to the ancient city of Immortal King to participate in the Immortal King ranking. They all followed the rules. However, Qin Yun did not follow the rules. Even if he was in the wrong, he should have settled it through negotiation and let the person in charge of the Immortal King ranking come and investigate. The Immortal King City Master has arrived. This Immortal King City Master lost the D Yuan Heavenly Pill to Qin Yun before. His strength is also extremely strong. The middle battle stage is in the middle of the ancient city of Immortal King. The Immortal King City Master's residence is also nearby. After he heard the news, he immediately rushed over. The immortal King City Master and several dozen very strong Ninth Heaven Immortal Kings have arrived. Qin Yun, the ancient city of immortal kings rules are very strict. Since you killed people here, then no matter what, I will not let you leave today. The immortal King City Master said, if you are wise, please cooperate with us. Otherwise, you will only implicate your friends. Don't tell me you still don't understand the reason why I killed Chu Hai. Qin Yun said coldly. Don't worry, I will definitely investigate thoroughly. Before the investigation is done, please stay in the ancient city. I won't lock you up in the dungeon. Just put you under house arrest in my residence. The immortal King City Master said. Brother Yun, you guys leave. I will stop them. Xiao Wufeng said. Suddenly, a burst of spatial fluctuation arrived. Qin Yun sensed that a very strong spatial barrier has been opened in the immortal King ancient city. Xiao Wufeng has nothing to do with this matter. The matter of killing that old man, put it on me, Qin Yun suddenly said. If the investigation is done and it's really Chu Hai's fault, you can leave the immortal King ancient city. The city master said. Xiao Wufeng originally wanted to say something, but he knew that Qin Yun did this to avoid a fight. After all, this is the center of the immortal King ancient city. It won't be easy to escape. Xiao Yuelon did not say anything. She only secretly transmitted her voice to Qin Yun. Xiao Yun, you must quickly escape. Chapter 17:27. Sun Spirit Race. In the City Master's mansion, it should be more comfortable. Qin Yun slightly smiled. He does not look worried at all. Chu family people are seething with anger. City Master, what you are doing is not appropriate. According to the rules of the immortal King ancient city, whoever kills people here should be imprisoned in the dungeon and subjected to torture. A middle-aged man from the Chu family said coldly. That's right, but now there are many suspicious points. We have to investigate clearly. The immortal King City Master said. Your Chu Hai indeed has a big problem. Chu Hai is an 8th Heaven Immortal King, defeating a 6th or 7th Heaven Immortal King. What's wrong with that? The middle-aged man from the Chu family said angrily. Everyone is very clear about the battle between Chu Hai and Qin Yun. Princess Anya said, just now Long Xiaofeng was indeed in great pain. Clearly, she was tricked. The middle-aged man from the Chu family coldly snorted and said, Princess Anya, you are from the Dark Royal race, yet you are helping Qin Yun and Long Xiaofeng, and they are from the Imperial race. Don't tell me you want to sow dissension. Let Long Zhuang and Qin Zhuang deal with our Chu Imperial clan. You think too highly of yourselves. Princess Anya sneered. You are not worthy of being dealt with by Long Zhuang. The immortal King City Master said with smile, Don't worry, I will definitely give everyone a satisfactory explanation. Take Qin Yun away first. Qin Yun was taken away, but he was only brought into the City Master's mansion and sealed inside a small building. There's also a spatial barrier isolation. It's pretty awesome. Inside the small building, Qin Yun is studying all kinds of seals outside the small building. Xiao Yun, do you think the City Master can really investigate the matter of the spirit poison Saintworm? Ling Yuner asked. If it is clear that it is indeed Chu Hai's fault, will you still be able to get points? Qin Yun said with smile, when the time comes, I will definitely take back my points and also Xiaofeng's points. Then you don't plan to escape? Ling Yuner said, Yuelon will miss you very much. Yuelon is accompanied by so many beauties. How could she miss me? Qin Yun curled his lips and said, Yu Shaoling is in the 9 Yang divine spirit. There's also Sister Steam Bun and Sister Water Fairy. Why don't you let them out and get intimate with them? Ling Yuner laughed tenderly. Sister Steam Bun might not be willing, but Sister Water Fairy and Yu Shaoling will definitely be willing. I don't have enough for them to torment me. Qin Yun curled his lips and said, In this small building, there was also a training room. Qin Yun also took the opportunity to enter the training room to consolidate his cultivation. He broke through very quickly. Although the power of the Immortal King did not weaken, he realized that if he were to face someone with a very strong Wang Jing, he would still feel a lot of pressure. For example, the Dark Knight Princess, the Dragon Warriors of the Dragon Manor, and the Dark Dragon Warriors were all extremely powerful geniuses. There was also someone like Xiao Yuan, who was also very terrifying. Although he had not met one yet, he had to be prepared. Xiao Yun, that soul poison saint insect, is very powerful. How did Chu Hai get this kind of thing? Ling Yin asked curiously. I don't know either. Qin Yun shook his head and let Yu Xiaoling come out. After Yu Xiaoling came out, she looked around and extended her lily-white hand to caress Qin Yun's handsome face. She said with a tender smile, Little husband, Yuan is not here. Are you trying to secretly eat me? I've encountered a bit of trouble and have been temporarily locked up. Qin Yun said with a smile, I want to consolidate my cultivation, so I asked you to come out and help me. Kiss me, and I'll help you. Yu Xiaoling gently flung her long golden hair. She has a pair of slender jade legs and is as tall as Qin Yun. She stood and hugged Qin Yun's waist. Her beautiful blue eyes flickered with charm as she stared at Qin Yun. Qin Yun kissed Yu Xiaoling's fragrant face and said with a smile, Can we begin now? Not yet. Yu Xiaoling hugged Qin Yun very tightly. She coquettishly licked her lips and pouted. Ling Yun urged Qin Yun, telling him to hurry up. Qin Yun gritted his teeth and pushed Yu Xiaoling to the wall and kissed her. Yu Xiaoling seems to be very happy. Her heart is beating very fast, and her beautiful jade face is filled with a happy smile. After the two of them kissed, Yu Xiaoling said with a tender smile, Little husband, our relationship has become much closer. You seem to be very familiar with it. Qin Yun curled his lips and said, Yuan taught me. Yu Xiaoling pulled Qin Yun's hand and said with a smile, Is it sweet and fragrant? Qin Yun nodded. It's very sweet and fragrant. Are all fairies like this? Yu Xiaoling said with a tender smile, It should be. Xiaodian, this star fairy should also be the same. If you have a chance, you'll know when you try it out with her. Then let's begin. Qin Yun sat down. All right, little husband, let's begin. Yu Xiaoling pulled Qin Yun's hands and said with a smile, Do you want Qingsheng and Tianzi to come out? If they come out, will it be of great help? Qin Yun asked. It should be of some help. Yu Xiaoling nodded. Zi Qingsheng and Shui Tianzi came out. When Shui Tianzi found out that Yu Xiaoling and Qin Yun had kissed before, she was extremely jealous and pestered Qin Yun to kiss her. Qin Yun had no choice but to agree to this water fairy. Zi Qingsheng watched from the side with a cold expression. After Qin Yun and Shui Tianzi kissed, he smiled and rubbed Zi Qingsheng's face for a while. He said with a smile, Sister Steam Bun, you're the best. You didn't think of taking advantage of me. You've taken advantage of me quite a bit. Zi Qingsheng snorted. Qingsheng, little husband, took the initiative to take advantage of you? After Shui Tianzi heard this, she said in shock, When and how? Yu Xiaoling puffed up her cheeks and said coquettishly, Why didn't little husband take advantage of me? Could it be that my charm is not enough? Sister Qingsheng, teach me how to seduce little husband. The dignified and elegant Zi Qingsheng's jade-like face revealed a hint of pride. She smiled charmingly. This is my secret. I won't tell you two little demonesses. Tell me quickly. Yu Xiaoling pounced over and pushed Zi Qingsheng to the ground with a coquettish smile. Then, she started to tickle Zi Qingsheng's body. That pair of naughty jade-like hands made Zi Qingsheng laugh loudly. Shui Tianzi also joined in and scratched Zi Qingsheng's body. Seeing this, Qin Yun was speechless. Enough. Don't bully Sister Steam Bun. Qin Yun shouted. Hurry up and help me consolidate my cultivation. Zi Qingsheng was made to laugh nonstop. After Yu Xiaoling and Shui Tianzi were pulled apart by Qin Yun, she was able to catch her breath. Then, she let out a bitter snort. Qin Yun tidied up her hair and clothes. This caused the two demonesses' faces to be filled with jealousy and jealousy. Little brat treats me the best. Zi Qingsheng's face was filled with pride. She stuck out her tongue at Yu Xiaoling and Shui Tianzi and said with a coquettish smile, Although he didn't kiss me, we've known each other for a long time. We've experienced trials and tribulations together. Qin Yun recalled what he had experienced with Zi Qingsheng and could not help but reach out to pinch her face. Then tell us. Yu Shaoling pulled Qin Yun's hand and said, "We will now help you consolidate your cultivation." Yu Shaoling is a sun elf. The 9 sun power within her body is very strong. With her help, Zi Qingsheng and Shui Tianzi also obtained great benefits from the 9 sun divine spirit. After Qin Yun and the 3 women cultivated together, he began talking about his experiences with Zi Qingsheng. There are some things that even Shui Tianzi doesn't know. "Little husband, why are you locked up here? Can you still go out?" Shui Tianzi asked with some worry. "Of course I can." Qin Yun laughed, and then talked about how Long Xiaofeng was poisoned by the soul poison sacred worm. Knowing that Long Xiaofeng was tortured to such a degree, Zi Qingsheng and the others are very angry. Especially Yu Shaoling, the sun elf who loves beautiful women very much. She said with killing intent, "That bastard deserves to be killed." Little husband did well, who told him to torture Xiaofeng like that. That guy called Chu Hai must have come into contact with the sun spirit race. "What? Sun spirit race?" Qin Yun said in shock. You don't know. Sun spirit race is a race within the sun. Didn't a solar storm come? They must have followed the solar storm. Could it be that no sun spirit race has arrived in the immortal desolate? Yu Shaoling said doubtfully. "Are you sure that the sun spirit race has arrived?" Qin Yun said in shock. He has always been paying attention to the solar storm. However, the solar storm is the same as before. Golden mist enveloped the sky above the immortal desolate, and nothing big happened. Of course I'm sure. I didn't know that the solar storm would bring the living beings inside the sun, but when you mentioned the soul poison sacred worm, I knew that the sun spirit race had arrived. Yu Shaoling cursed in a low voice. These bastards are very good at using soul poison sacred worm to control people. Qin Yun said with a frown. "What the hell? There's actually no news at all." Yu Shaoling said very angrily. "Luckily little husband is powerful enough. Otherwise he would have been controlled by them. If my little husband was controlled by them, I would have perished together with them." Seeing how much Yu Shaoling cared for him, Qin Yun's heart felt very warm. He had heard from Ling Yuner before that Yu Shaoling's soul and Xiao Yuelan's soul had fused before. Therefore, Yu Shaoling's feelings for Qin Yun are as deep as Xiao Yuelan's feelings for Qin Yun. If that really is the case, could it be that the Chu Imperial clan has secretly contacted the Sun Spirit clan? Qin Yun said with a frown. Maybe it's already under the control of the Sun Spirit race. Yu Shaoling said. Otherwise, how could they control the soul poison sacred insect? Qin Yun said with a solemn expression. Shaoling, you mean the soul poison saint insects can be controlled layer by layer? Yu Shaoling nodded. That's right. Someone is controlling Chu Hai. If Chu Hai successfully poisons Xiaofeng, then he will be able to control Xiaofeng. The person who controls Chu Hai can also control Xiaofeng. If Xiaofeng controls you and us, then the person behind Chu Hai can control us. After Shui Tianzi and Zi Qingsheng heard this, their faces revealed expressions of fear. This kind of ability was extremely terrifying. Qin Yun felt a chill run down his spine when he heard that. He frowned and said in a deep voice, "It's too terrifying. The Sun Spirit race might be able to control most of the people in Immortal Desolate. In any case, little husband is here. We are not afraid." Yu Shaoling said with smile. You can block the soul poison sacred insects invasion. You can also help Xiaofeng expel the poisonous insects. We are very safe. I have to quickly tell Yuelon and others about this so that they don't fall into their trap. Qin Yun realized that the Sun Spirit race quietly arrived in the Immortal Desolate along with the Sun Storm to control the majority of the people in the Immortal Desolate. Chapter 1728. Sent to prison these days, the so-called sun storm is only a kind of golden mist enveloping the sky. In the beginning, it indeed caused panic in the Immortal Desolate. But because the Immortal Desolate has been very calm these past few days, they thought that it was nothing. Even Qin Yun, because it is too calm, he often does not feel the arrival of the sunstorm. The sunstorm is coming. It does not look fierce at all, but it hides a great danger. Especially now that Qinyan found out about the Sun Spirit race, he feels deeply worried. He has experienced the Sun Spirit race's soul-poisoned sacred insects before. He knows very well how terrifying they are. Even a powerful half-dragon immortal king, like Long Xiaofeng, is unable to resist them. It can be seen that they can control a large number of powerful immortal kings, like Long Xiaofeng. Xiaoling, does the Sun Spirit race have any other methods? Qin Yun asked. How can we see if he is being controlled by the Sun Spirit race? Qin Yun used the Extinction Spirit Eye to carefully look at Chu Hai and did not find anything abnormal about him. Yu Xiaoling shook her head and said, it is very difficult to see if he is being controlled by the Sun Spirit race. I don't know much about the Sun Spirit race. I only know that they can use a kind of soul-poisoned sacred insect to control all kinds of living beings. Generally speaking, how do they control it? Can they directly control it with mind? Qinyan wants to know more about the Sun Spirit race. No, it is to make this soul-poisoned sacred insect cause pain to the soul to force the other party to submit. Yu Xiaoling said, little husband, you have experienced that kind of pain. You should know what kind of situation it is. Qin Yun nodded. It is indeed very difficult to bear. I can resist and even kill the soul-poisoned sacred insect, but others don't have this kind of ability. Zi Qingchang said, little brat, you should have a way to make people resist the soul-poisoned sacred insect, right? Qin Yun thought for a moment and said, the soul-poisoned sacred insect mainly attacks the soul. If there is something to protect the soul, it can avoid this soul-poisoned sacred insect. It can indeed be made. It shouldn't be very strong. Shui Tianzi said with smile, little husband is very awesome. You will definitely be able to make it. Little husband, quickly tell this matter to Yuelon and the others. Let them inform the few palace masters to prepare against the soul-poisoned sacred insect. Yu Xiaoling said, Qinyan nodded and said, Yuelon said that she would come and see me. Immortal King City Master also allowed her to come and see me. Let's wait for her to come. In the following half a day, Qin Yun, Yu Xiaoling, and the others cultivated together, using this to consolidate the immortal king power within his body, making the Wang crystal even more sturdy and his power even stronger. Yu Xiaoling has already gradually helped Qin Yun cultivate the sun core, but he can only cultivate it through her. Only a sufficiently powerful sun core could unleash the greatest power of the sun-suppressing divine arrow. Now, Qin Yun has only awakened a portion of his sun-suppressing divine arrow's power. He has not fully unleashed it. As for Yu Xiaoling, she also needs to be together with the sun-suppressing divine arrow to cultivate her sun core and then use it to help Qin Yun. At night, Qin Yun stood at the door of the hall and looked at the sky. The sky was still covered in a thick layer of glowing golden mist. The solar storm had arrived, but it was not a crazy storm. Instead, it brought something from the sun. There weren't many of those things, so they didn't cause any commotion in the immortal desolate. This was the most terrifying thing. As for what the solar storm had brought, perhaps only those powerful forces knew. Xiao Yuelon came alone. Yuelon, is Xiaofeng feeling better? Qin Yun stood at the door of the small building's hall and looked at Xiao Yuelon. Because there is a barrier, Xiao Yuelon and Qin Yun are separated by several meters. They can't get close. Much better. Dragon Manor's elders have already come to understand the situation. Princess Anya is also accompanying her. Xiao Yuelon tenderly snorted and said, this Princess Anya is so close to Xiaofeng. Does she want to kidnap Xiaofeng? Xiaofeng is a great beauty. She can't be kidnapped by her. Qin Yun shook his head and smiled. Yuelon, Xiaofeng won't go with her. Didn't you say that you would take Princess Anya? This woman is not easy to take in. Xiao Yuelon said with smile. Yuelon, what's the situation outside? Did the solar storm have any effect? Do you have any news about this? Qin Yun asked. The solar storm is very calm. Xiao Yuelon took out a chair and sat down. She looked all around and said in low voice, Elder Qin has already summoned the immortal King City Master to understand that you are under house arrest. As for the Chu Imperial clan, they are pressuring the immortal King City Master to punish you or hand you over. Immortal King City Master, this guy shouldn't agree, right? Qinyan said. And, although the immortal King City Master lost the Emperor Origin Heavenly Pill to us, he seems to want to rope you in. Xiao Yuelon said. After the elders of Dragon Manor came to see Qiao Feng, did they discover anything? Qin Yun asked. Do they know about the soul-poisoned sacred bug? Xiao Yuelon shook her head. They only said that it is very strange and will continue to investigate. Moreover, they blame you a bit. You should not have killed Chu Hai. This way, they would have been able to obtain more clues. These guys are really, if not for me, Qiao Feng would have been in great danger and would have been controlled by Chu Hai. Qin Yun cursed in low voice. Xiao Yun, how much do you know about the soul-poisoned sacred bug? Xiao Yuelon asked. I don't know much. Qin Yun told Xiao Yuelon everything he knows about the soul-poisoned sacred bug. After Xiao Yuelon finished listening, she became silent for a while. She is wearing a mask, and it is impossible to see her expression. However, one can guess that she is very shocked right now. Xiao Yun, it's best if you don't escape first. Xiao Yuelon said. I will inform the 4 elders of this matter, and also inform Sister Rujing. Qin Yun said, why don't I escape first? You want to go out and find those Sun Spirit Race people. Xiao Yuelon said in grave voice. Chu Hai has been poisoned by the soul-poisoned sacred bug. It means that there are other poisoned people in this immortal king ancient city. Maybe Sun Spirit Race people are also in the immortal king ancient city. Yuelon, are you worried that they will secretly harm me? Qin Yun said. Sun Spirit Race's soul-poisoned sacred bug is very strong. When Qiao Feng was poisoned, Princess Anya and some elders could not discover it, but you know and can even expel the poison. Xiao Yuelon said. In other words, only you have a way to fight against the soul-poison sacred bug. Qin Yun said, if Sun Spirit Race finds out, will they use all their strength to kill me? Xiao Yuelon said, yes, it's hard to say. Sun Spirit Race controls many people, and the Imperial Race Divine Palace might also have some. Also, if you escape, it will be very difficult for Elder Qin and the Immortal King City Master. Let them investigate clearly and then release you justifiably. I will find Elder Qin as soon as possible and inform him of this matter. As soon as possible. Qin Yun nodded. Xiao Yuelon immediately left. Qin Yun is not too worried about Xiao Yuelon because since she knows that the soul-poisoned sacred bug is a thing, it will definitely defend his soul. Ling Yuner said, if Sun Spirit Race wants to kill you, it will definitely not be them. Instead, it will be the people controlling the Imperial Race. Qin Yun nodded and said, Sun Spirit Race is very sinister. If they control other people from the Imperial Race to kill me, I will be discovered and I will be the public enemy of the Imperial Race. Qin Yun has a pretty good feeling in the Qin manner of the Imperial Race. In the Imperial Race, they can obtain more resources and become stronger faster. Furthermore, they have the help of Elder Qin and the others. Furthermore, he wants to figure out what the black bloodline crystal he detected means. It seems to be hiding a great secret. In the Immortal King Ancient City's City Master's Mansion, in a spacious and luxurious hall, Elder Qin is facing a few angry old and middle-aged men. Elder Qin only sent a puppet clone. He is a powerful immortal emperor and is unable to enter the Immortal King Ancient City. A tall and sturdy old man from the Dragon Manor is smiling as he watched Elder Qin being cursed by the Chu Imperial Clan's group of people. Elder Qin, don't think that just because your Qin Imperial Clan is one of the 4 great Imperial clans, you can step on my Chu Imperial Clan's head. Chu Hai is such an outstanding disciple. His bloodline purity is very high. It's level 12. The old man from the Chu family said very angrily. Elder Qin said, the Immortal King City Master is currently investigating this matter. They will definitely give us a satisfactory answer. I think you just want to bribe the Immortal King City Master so that he will release Qin Yun. In short, no matter what, Qin Yun killed Chu Hai. He must be punished. The old man from the Chu family shouted angrily. The immortal King's city master said, "This matter is very strange. If I don't investigate it clearly, how can I explain it to the Qin imperial clan?" "City master, are you colluding with the Qin imperial clan?" An old man from a Chu family said coldly. "If you truly do that, I will definitely let you know the consequences. This is a matter between our two families. It has nothing to do with you. This matter happened in my immortal King ancient city. How can it have nothing to do with me?" The immortal King's city master shook his head and said, If it was related to you, you should have killed Qin Yun. You can't even protect the people who entered the city. What the hell are you talking about?" The old man from the Chu family shouted. The immortal King's city master said, "Very well, do as you please. In any case, Qin Yun is under house arrest by me. Before the matter is investigated clearly, none of you can do anything to him. My Chu imperial clan is not easy to bully. You only have two paths to take. Either hand Qin Yun over to us or deal with Qin Yun." The old man from the Chu family said coldly. "Otherwise, we will squat at the entrance of the immortal King ancient city and start a massacre." The immortal King city master has a difficult expression as he looked at Elder Qin. Elder Qin shook his head, waved his hand, and said, "City master, do as you wish. This is your territory. You have the final say." "Very well. Qin Yun killed people in the city. I will throw him into prison and imprison him for life. Seeing that his attitude of admitting his wrongs is very good, and that he cooperated with our immortal King ancient city, he will be exempted from cruel punishment." The immortal King's city master said, "You will really throw him into prison?" The old man from the Chu family has a look of disbelief. "How about you follow me and send Qin Yun to prison?" The immortal King's city master said. Chapter 1729. Soul poison attacked. The immortal King's city master nodded and said, "Sure. Qin Yun is in that small building." Just as he wanted Yu Shaoling to come out and cultivate with him, he heard someone calling him. "Qin Yun, the immortal King city master, is calling him." Qin Yun came to the door and looked at the people outside. He saw a few fiendish-looking old men and middle-aged men and knew that they are from the Chu family. "Brat Qin, you have been imprisoned for life." Elder Qin sighed. "Qin Yun, just you wait to die in prison, ha." The Chu family elder laughed sinisterly. "No one can save you unless the immortal King ancient city is destroyed. Even if the immortal King ancient city is destroyed, it will not be able to break our barrier." A very old man from the Chu family said with a cold smile. "There are also quite a few people from the Dragon Manor. They are only here to watch the show. And there are also several dozen ninth heaven immortal kings from the immortal King ancient city. They are all responsible for escorting him because they are afraid that he will run away." Elder Qin walked beside the few Dragon Manor elders and said in a low voice, "Seniors of the Dragon Manor, why don't you help say a few words? Qin Yun saved Long Xiaofeng. That is your imperial dragon princess. Aren't you grateful?" The Chu family elder laughed loudly and said, "Elder Qin, that bastard Qin Yun is harming the Dragon Manor's imperial dragon princess. The old guys of the Dragon Manor wish they could tear him apart. How could they help him speak good words?" Qin Yun said with a frown, "Seniors of the Dragon Manor, do you really want to tear me apart?" The old man from the Dragon Manor said with a cold face, "We didn't say anything like that. Some dogs are barking. It's fine if you don't find it annoying, but you can actually understand the barking of dogs and believe it." The Dragon Manor elders scolded the Chu family people as dogs. This caused the Chu family people to be extremely furious. They did not conceal their anger at all. It looked like angry dogs about to bite people. The middle-aged man from the Chu family sneered. "Qin Yun, you don't know how important that imperial dragon princess is, right? She is the successor favored by the clan emperor. She is not someone a little bastard like you is worthy of." Qin Yun said with a smile, "Since she is the successor favored by the clan emperor, your Chu Hai wants to use soul poison sacred insects on her. The soul poison sacred insects are capable of controlling people. Is your Chu imperial clan planning to control Princess Di Long so that you can control your entire imperial clan in the future?" Qin Yun, if you continue to spout nonsense, I will tear your mouth apart. The middle-aged man from the Chu imperial clan shouted angrily. Elder Qin and Dragon Manor's people frowned. They don't know about the soul-poisoned sacred insect, but Qin Yun's words seemed to be true. It was extremely unusual for the Chu family to be so flustered and exasperated. The people from the Dragon Manor and Elder Qin all felt that the people from the Chu imperial clan were acting strangely. Immortal King City Master said, Qin Yun, things that have not been decided yet, don't speak carelessly. This kind of influence is not good. It will only cause unnecessary trouble for the imperial race. Qin Yun originally wanted to talk about the Sun Spirit race, but after hearing the Immortal King City Lord's words, he immediately shut his mouth. Because the Immortal King City Lord definitely grasped something. The Immortal King Ancient City was the Holy Sun Ancient City, and it was once related to the Nine Yang Divine Palace. In other words, the Holy Sun Ancient City more or less had some understanding of the solar storm. Perhaps they knew a lot more than the Imperial race. The Imperial race had long since been sealed in the passage to the Great Desolate of Darkness. Thus, they had never experienced the solar storm and naturally did not know about the soul-poisoned sacred insect. However, it was possible that the Holy Sun Ancient City knew about it. Qin Yun wanted to secretly send a voice transmission to the Immortal King City Master, but discovered that there was a very strong power blocking his spirit power transmission. Xiao Yun, that was done by those bastards from the Chu family. Ling Yun said, as expected of the powerful Sun Spirit race, their methods are very good. They are able to block spirit voice transmission. This Chu Imperial clan has obtained the help of the Sun Spirit race. There were so many people from the Chu family, they must have something in their hands that was restricting Qin Yun's spirit voice transmission. Seniors from the Dragon Manor, I know that you are very concerned about Xiaofeng. However, you might not know that if it wasn't for me, the abnormal sign that shocked you all would not have appeared on Xiaofeng's body. Qin Yun said with a light smile. The reason why the Imperial Dragon Princess has such talent has nothing to do with you. It is because of the strength of our Imperial Dragon bloodline. The old man from the Dragon Manor sneered. Qin Yun also believed the words of the Chu family people. The elders of the Dragon Manor truly wanted to tear him apart because he was too close to Long Xiaofeng. You bunch of people will definitely come and beg me in the future. Qin Yun said with a smile. I'm not talking about Xiaofeng. Don't worry, our Imperial Dragon race will never beg anyone. The old man from the Dragon Manor laughed disdainfully. Qin Yun, you should properly stay in prison. You are also a member of the Imperial race. We will miss you. Seniors of the Dragon Manor, look after your 9-dragon heavenly origin formation well. Don't let Princess Anya steal it. Qin Yun chuckled. Don't worry, she won't succeed. You really know a lot. You always like to inquire about all kinds of gossip. You will die very quickly. The old man from the Dragon Manor said with a confident smile. At this moment, Qin Yun also felt the friendliness of the people from the Dragon Manor. When he was in the Qin Manor, he often heard that the people of the Dragon Manor and the dragons were all this friendly. The prison of the Immortal King Ancient City is not bad. It is a small hill that is more than 10 meters tall. Behind the City Lord's mansion, there is a spacious area. Although it is on a prairie, this prairie is enveloped by many powerful enchantments. After entering, the people from the Chu family said with a smile, these cells are really not bad. They're like huge tombs. Qin Yun, you will die of old age in here. The Immortal King City Lord arrived in front of a small hill and opened a thick stone door that was covered with restrictions. Qin Yun, you better take care of yourself. The Immortal King City Lord sighed. After the investigation is done, you will be able to come out. Elder Qin nodded at Qin Yun. Bang! The door closed, and the Immortal King City Lord controlled many array formations to open, enveloping the prison. The people from the Chu family then took out many array pillars and flag arrays, as well as a huge array disc that covered the top of the mountain. Your Immortal King Ancient City. Don't mess with those barrier formations. If there is any movement, we will know. The old man from the Chu family said coldly, "If you let Qin Yun go, then our Chu family will perish together with you. We will guard the vicinity of the immortal king ancient city. As long as someone enters or leaves the city, we will kill them." The immortal king's city lord sighed and said, "Why do you have to do this?" The old man from the Chu family said in a sinister voice, "Who told Qin Yun to kill our people? We must ensure that he will be punished." A middle-aged man from the Chu family looked at the elders of the Dragon Manor and said with a smile, "Seniors of the Dragon Manor, don't tell me you don't want to add a few more layers of barrier? If Qin Yun comes out, your Imperial Dragon Princess will be harmed by him. The barrier of the immortal king ancient city and your Chu family is very good." The old man from the Dragon Manor said with a fake smile. The reason why the old man from the Dragon Manor followed them is to determine whether or not Qin Yun is imprisoned. Elder Qin's expression is helpless. He glanced at the small mountain that was wrapped up by the array pillar and flag array, then shook his head and sighed. He walked out of the prairie. "Xiao Yun, those guys from the Dragon Manor are really worried that you will harm Xiaofeng." "Ha ha ha!" Ling Yuner laughed tenderly and said, "You should quickly take Xiaofeng. They might vomit blood right now. Those idiots." Qin Yun curled his lips and said, "Xiao Yun, it shouldn't be difficult to get out." Ling Yun said with a smile, "You are the king of gods. Breaking out of this prison is a piece of cake for you." Qin Yun took out his deity position and tested it. He discovered that this place is completely isolated from the outside world. He can't contact the immortal, desolate Sacred Master at all. What made him pleasantly surprised is that he can use the golden devil horn to contact the evil god. The communication between the gods of the divine desolate and the lower realms is ensured by a special spatial law. The cage that Qin Yun is in is only blocked by the immortal desolate's spatial barrier. It is impossible to cut off the connection with the divine desolate. "Evil god, I contacted you before. Were you in seclusion? Why didn't you respond?" Qin Yun asked. "Little ancestor, something big has happened in the divine desolate. I was hiding and didn't dare to contact the outside world." Evil god snorted and replied, "Oh," Qin Yun said in surprise. "What happened?" "Big sister star, God didn't tell me." Evil god sighed and said, "The imperial race and the dark royal race have stopped fighting, but that damned sunstorm came. There are also people from outside the nine-sun heavenly domain. Now the divine desolate is in a mess. Everyone is fighting over the sun god crystal origin." "Then why are you hiding?" Qin Yun asked. "My boss is dead." Evil god said with some dejection, "My boss is pretty good, but half of his body was bitten off by a bug from the sunstorm. So miserable." Qin Yun is extremely alarmed. Although Evil God is a weakling, his boss is definitely not weak. He was actually killed by a bug from the sunstorm, just like that. "What bug?" Qin Yun asked. "Will it come to the immortal desolate?" Evil God said, "Little ancestor, you better turtle up and don't run around. Those bugs are very powerful. They are raised by the sun spirit race." Qin Yun is startled. The powerful bugs that appeared in the divine desolate are actually related to the sun spirit race. Those bugs are very powerful. They reside in the souls of living beings and devour souls. They also lay eggs on other souls. Many experts in the divine desolate have fallen for it. After being parasitized by the bug eggs, a person will undergo a great change. Then they will search for the mother bug and offer their soul to the mother bug, allowing the mother bug to become stronger. Evil God's words caused Qin Yun to be shocked and worried. The evil god paused for a moment before continuing. "My boss was eaten by an adult mother insect. Do you know after the mother bug forms a cocoon, it directly transforms into a dragon. Those dragons are very ugly, but also very powerful." "Does the sun spirit race not have a human form?" Qin Yun asked. "Yes, the human form of the sun spirit race is the highest level imperial race. Their strength is extremely terrifying. Even the nine sun sects have no choice but to join forces with the imperial race to fight against those bugs." Evil God said, "Little ancestor, how is the situation on your side? Qin Yun told Evil God about his encounter. After Evil God heard this, he said in shock, "Little ancestor, you are truly awesome. Under normal circumstances, once you are infected with the soul poison, there's no hope. You can actually detoxify and kill the saint bug and even help others detoxify. The sun spirit race will definitely kill you." Qin Yun also understood why the Chu imperial clan disregarded everything and forced the immortal King City Master to seal him. It was most likely because they were worried that he would destroy the sun spirit race's plan to sow seeds in the immortal desolate. "Motherfucker, since these damn bugs have provoked me, watch how I'll take care of you," Qin Yun said with sneer. At this moment, the prison on the small hill, he is overflowed with golden mist. Chapter 1730. Soul-protecting immortal talisman. Even if Qin Yun were to die in this prison, no one would suspect the Chu imperial clan. At that time, they could only go to the immortal King Ancient City to settle the debt. The Chu imperial clan's method is truly brilliant. This must have been done by the Sun Spirit clan. Qin Yun sneered as he looked at the golden threads that surrounded him. Those threads are like very thin worms. After surrounding him, they wanted to bore into Qin Yun's head. Qin Yun immediately unleashed the one-thought Imperial Heaven technique and released his mental power to the limit. He formed a soul-protecting defensive spirit formation that covered his entire body. After those golden worms slithered over, they touched Qin Yun's spirit formation and bounced to the side. So many. Qin Yun looked at the densely packed golden worms slithering in the air and trembled with fear. If this many soul poison sacred worms were to bore into his soul, it would be disastrous. Ling Yuner said, "It seems like the Sun Spirit clan knows that you can resist the soul poison sacred worms. That's why they are determined to deal with you." Qin Yun nodded, then extended his hand to push away the golden worms that are slithering around him. Those golden worms are the soul poison sacred worms. Each of them is half a meter long. They are densely packed as they slither around Qin Yun and slowly float. The most frightening thing is that these golden worms possess very strong mental attack power. Even though Qin Yun has released very strong mental power defense, he can still feel the powerful mental attack of the soul poison sacred worms. Furthermore, the soul poison sacred worms are frantically devouring his mental defense. These damn bugs. Qin Yun strengthened his mental defense. The Chu Imperial clan's people want to add many layers of spirit formations outside, so that they can use this opportunity to release a large amount of soul poison sacred worms to attack you. Ling Yuner said, "Xiao Yun, these soul poison sacred worms are much stronger than the ones in Chu Hai's hands." Qin Yun can also sense that Chu Hai's soul poison sacred worms are produced from Chu Hai's soul. They're not very strong. The golden worms that Qin Yun is seeing now are most likely produced by immortal emperors. They might even be soul poison sacred worms produced by the Sun Spirit clan's royal family. The golden worms wanted to bore into Qin Yun's body and seize his soul, but they did not succeed. After trying for a bit, the golden worms realized that they couldn't succeed and began to spread out. "Xiao Yun, these things are going to run away." Ling Yun shouted anxiously. "Do you want to run out and harm people?" "No way." Qin Yun immediately released the mental nethermoon. The black nethermoon floated in the air. Under Qin Yun's control, it released a mental nethermoon domain that enveloped the entire prison cell. The soul poison Saint Bug wanted to drill out of the prison cell, but it was restricted by the nethermoon domain and was unable to leave. The nethermoon domain released a very strong mental power to control those soul poison saint insects and then condense them into a ball like a thick golden rope. "There should be a few hundred of them here, right?" Qin Yun chuckled and said, "I caught them all." The soul poison Saint Bug was a soul body. Qin Yun took out a very large soul-sealing pearl and sealed the soul poison sacred insects inside. "That's great. Those guys wanted to use these powerful soul poison sacred insects to kill you, but now they've been captured by you." Ling Yuner laughed tenderly. This way, you can use it to test. Qin Yun said with smile. I was planning to refine something to defend against the soul poison sacred insects. Now that I have this kind of high-level soul poison sacred insects to test, is the best. He took a few talisman papers from Zi Qingsheng. They can be used to make king-grade immortal talismans. And now Qin Yun wants to carve the Nethermoon totem on the talisman papers. The soul poison sacred insects seem to be very afraid of the Nethermoon's power. They can be resisted and defended by the Nethermoon's power. Qin Yun said, I will give it a try and see the effect of the Nethermoon totem. Ling Yun said, Xiao Yun, the sun spirit race, come from the 9 suns. I guess that the Nethermoon can defend against the soul poison sacred insects, and the Nethermoon can kill them. Qin Yun did not release Nether Sun power earlier. He used the power of Nethermoon and Nether Sun to expel Chu Hai's soul poison sacred insects. Let's try the Nethermoon totem first. Nether Sun totem is not easy to make. Qin Yun said, Nether Sun totem is not fixed. Now, it has appeared on the 3 types of heavenly Tao power he cultivates. They are the little heavenly lion, the little divine hammer, and the little dragon. It is rather difficult to carve them on the talisman papers. But the Nethermoon totem is different. He obtained the Nethermoon totem long ago. Adding that he has the Moon Lady inscription spirit, he can carve it very easily. In a luxurious private room in a high-class restaurant in the Immortal King ancient city, more than 10 Chu Imperial clan elders are sitting. This guy Qin Yun's luck is truly good. He was devoured by 500 sun spirit races, royal sacred insects. An old man sighed and said, It would be great if I could control royal sacred insects. Qin Yun is a rare genius. Someone from the Imperial clan wants to seize his body. Naturally, they have to use the noble royal sacred insects. After Qin Yun is taken over by the royal sacred insects, how are we going to fish him out? A young man doubtfully asked. Isn't it simple? We will say that Chu Hai used dirty tricks. Then we will humbly apologize to Qin Yun and request the immortal King City Master to release Qin Yun. An old man said with smile, Qin Yun's soul has already been taken over by the royal sacred insects. Qin Yun is now one of us, huh? Another middle-aged man laughed loudly and said, While they are very happy, an old man took out a communication jade talisman and received the news. Then his expression changed greatly. What happened? Someone saw his expression as unsightly and asked anxiously. The Sun Spirit race's prince told me that the royal sacred insects did not succeed. The old man cursed in low voice. This guy Qin Yun is truly strange. He is surrounded by 500 royal sacred insects, yet he is completely fine. He could drive out Chu Hai's soul poison sacred insects, but they are very weak. It is very normal for him to be able to get rid of them. But with 500 royal sacred insects, not to mention him, even formidable immortal emperors would find it hard to resist. A middle-aged man said in amazement, Qin Yun must have mastered a method to resist the soul poison sacred insects. They can completely restrain the sun spirit race's sacred insects. The old man's expression became grave. The sun spirit race's prince sent me a message. He wants us to think of a way to kill Qin Yun. He cannot be left alive. He has a method to restrain the sacred insects. Then how do we get Qin Yun out? He is now in a prison cell, and there are many barriers. The young man said, Go find the immortal King City Master and have him release Qin Yun. Then we will find an opportunity to attack. An old man said, No, Qin Yun is very cunning. His good friend Xie Wufeng is very strong. When the time comes, we won't have any chance to attack him. If he knows that the Sun Spirit race wants to attack him, maybe he will hide in Qin Manor or his Divine Inscription Mountain. The old man shook his head and said, Isn't it fine if he is locked in a prison cell? In any case, our barrier is strong enough. The immortal King City Master won't be able to release him. A middle-aged man said with sneer, Only if we agree to remove the barrier will Qin Yun be able to come out. As long as he is sealed, he won't ruin the Sun Spirit race's plan. The Chu Imperial clan's people all nodded their heads and relaxed. Qin Yun is crafting immortal talismans in the prison cell. He thought that the Sun Spirit race wanted to use soul-poisoned sacred insects to kill him, but that is not the case. They want to seize his body and soul. Very quickly, he finished crafting a talisman. The talisman paper is made with sacred mysterious silver crystal. The Nethermoon totem can absorb the sacred mysterious silver crystal and use it as energy to resist the soul-poisoned sacred insects invading the soul. As for whether it will succeed or not, Qin Yun has not tried it yet. It's finally done. Let me give it a try. Qin Yun took out a golden silkworm from the soul-sealing pearl. Then he activated the talisman and released a strange mental power. After the golden silkworm was released, it rushed towards Qin Yun. However, when it approached Qin Yun, it was blocked by the mental power released by the talisman. Let's call it soul-protecting immortal talisman. The effect is very good. Qin Yun folded the talisman and placed it in his bosom. The weak mental power it produced was enough to resist the golden silkworm. The power released by the Nethermoon totem activated by the sacred mysterious silver crystal is even stronger. Ling Yun said with smile, "This is something that can completely defend against the soul-poisoned sacred insects. It would be great if I could kill them." Qin Yun secretly activated the formidable absolute yang power and released it through the Nether Sun totem. Then combined with the Nethermoon mental power, he released the power of an immortal king. The immortal king power transformed into a gust of wind and blew towards the fleeing soul-poisoned sacred insect. The soul-poisoned sacred insect was enveloped by Qin Yun's palm wind and suddenly turned into energy mist and dissipated. Truly a very weak thing. It is just that it has some strange power that can take advantage of people's unprepared and invade their soul. Qin Yun coldly groaned and said, "This is originally a very weak soul body. It just requires special power to completely restrain it. If it was someone else who doesn't understand this thing, it would be very troublesome to deal with it." Ling Yun said with smile, "Xiao Yun, quickly make more soul-protecting immortal talisman. It will be useful in the future." Qin Yun nodded, then took out the Gemini treasure mirror and carved the talisman runes on it. It will be much easier for him to make soul-protecting immortal talisman in the future. Xiao Yun, integrate your absolute yang power into the talisman. Maybe you can kill those soul-poisoned sacred insects. Ling Yun said, "You also saw it just now. Those soul-poisoned sacred insects are very weak in front of absolute yang power. Absolute yang power is the power released by the Nether Sun totem. The requirement for talisman paper is very high. I will let Sister Steamed Bun and others make talisman paper that can store absolute yang power," Qin Yun said. In the blink of an eye, several days passed by. Qin Yun thought that he would have to stay inside for a month or so. He did not expect that in just a few days, the immortal King City Master would come to find him. "Brother Qin Yun, how did you kill those soul-poisoned sacred insects last time?" The immortal King City Master's voice came from outside. Why are you asking this?" Qin Yun is somewhat amazed. He suspects that the soul-poisoned sacred insects are already rampant. "You are right. Chu Hai used a dirty trick. He used soul-poisoned sacred insects to sneak attack people, and now many people have fallen for it. We have already sealed the city. No one is allowed to enter or leave. Moreover, we have sealed the poisoned people on the battle stage. Even many Dragon Manor's formidable dragon warriors have been poisoned," the immortal King City Master said. "Oh," Qin Yun very coldly replied. He is secretly laughing in his heart. "Dragon Manor seniors have also arrived. We would like to consult you on how to expel the soul-poison sacred insect from our souls," the immortal King City Master asked. Chapter 1731. Dilong begs for help because there were several layers of barriers. It was not easy for sound to reach Qin Yun's cell. However, Qin Yun could still hear a weak voice. He only pretended not to hear to make the people of the immortal King Ancient City and Dragon Manor anxious. "Qin Yun, the seniors of Dragon Manor are here. They want to ask you how to get rid of the soul poison sacred insects. The immortal king's city master shouted again. What? What did you say? What did the seniors of Dragon Manor do? I can't hear clearly. Speak louder. Qin Yun shouted. The immortal king's city master looked at the elders of Dragon Manor and shook his head. He can't hear clearly. Who knew that the Chu imperial clan's barrier was so powerful that it could isolate sound? Can't this barrier be torn down? An old man from Dragon Manor asked anxiously. With the strength of our ninth heaven immortal kings, it is very difficult to tear it down. After being controlled by the sun spirit race, those bastards from the Chu imperial clan steeled their heart to deal with Qin Yun. Now, they have successfully sealed Qin Yun. The immortal king city master shook his head and sighed. Who told your Dragon Manor to not speak up for them? Who knew that the soul poison sacred insects were so powerful? The old man coldly snorted. How could you not know? You've known about the Sun Soul tribe long before our holy Sun ancient city did. When Long Xiaofeng was in trouble, we all knew about the soul poison sacred insects. It's just that we didn't have any evidence. The immortal king's city master curled his lips and said, So you're blaming us? The old man from Dragon Manor said unhappily. If not you, who should we blame? When the Chu imperial clan threatened our immortal king ancient city, the Qin imperial clan didn't dare to say anything. Your Dragon Manor is the strongest, but you wish for Qin Yun to be sealed so that he wouldn't harm your imperial dragon princess. Now, Qin Yun has been sealed forever. The immortal king's city master sneered. The old man from Dragon Manor angrily snorted and didn't say anything. How about we tear down the immortal king ancient city? A fat old man said. He was also an old man from Dragon Manor. That won't do. The immortal king ancient city is very important. The immortal king's city master immediately screamed, Don't act recklessly. No matter what, we must get Qin Yun out. Only this guy can completely expel the soul poison sacred insects. Dragon Manor's old man said. The immortal king city lord curled his lips and said, I don't care, just don't destroy my immortal king's city. Back then, I put Qin Yun under house arrest because I planned on having him help me expel the soul poison saint insects when something happens in the future. It was you all who looked on with folded arms and refused to help us against the Chu imperial clan. The few elders from the Dragon Manor were so angry that they stomped their feet. It was as if they wanted to tear down the immortal king city. City Lord, your immortal king ancient city has suffered a great disaster. Don't you want to get rid of the soul poison sacred bug in your immortal king's soul? The old man from Dragon Manor asked. Well, we'll think of a way in the future. Take your time, we're not in a hurry. The immortal king city lord said, The immortal king ancient city's defense is very strong. Now that the city has been sealed, no one can enter, nor can they break through. We have time. Many of our outstanding dragon warriors have been poisoned. The old man from the Dragon Manor shouted, If this continues, it will delay them. Then think of a way to break the Chu imperial clan's damned spirit formation. The immortal king city lord said, In short, don't destroy my immortal king ancient city. At this time, Princess Anya and Elder Qin's puppet clones also arrived. Princess Anya, your dark royal clan has also been attacked by the sun spirit race's soul-poisoned sacred bug, right? The old man from the Dragon Manor asked. That's right, the losses are not small, but this has nothing to do with me. Princess Anya said, In the dark royal clan, I'm not the only one who has the final say. Let those powerful immortal emperors worry about it. Elder Qin asked, City Lord, how is boy Qin inside? Did he tell you the method to expel the soul poison? The immortal king city lord shook his head and said, The Chu imperial clan's spirit formation is too strong. After our words are transmitted inside, it is very unclear. Elder Qin looked at the few elders from the Dragon Manor with a reproachful expression, shook his head and sighed. The Sun Spirit race had the Chu imperial clan seal Qin Yun. They succeeded. Princess Anya said, Elder Qin, your Qin imperial clan should be fine, right? We summoned many disciples back to the Qin Manor and did not allow them to go out. so not many disciples were infected by the soul poison sacred bug. Only a few were infected, and they are already under control. Elder Qin said, "You believe in Qin Yun's words. That's why you can prepare in advance." Princess Anya coldly snorted and said, "That guy Qin Yun, what method did he use to actually expel the soul poison sacred bug from the depths of his soul? He really does have a way." The immortal King City Lord said, "The soul poison sacred bug is not scary. As long as you know, you can take precautions in advance, protect your soul, and stay away from the people controlled by the sun spirit race. You will be fine." Not necessarily. The people controlled by the sun spirit race are everywhere. Our Dark Royal clan, as well as the Imperial Divine Palace, have all been infiltrated by those infected bugs. Princess Anya helplessly sighed and said, "It's impossible to guard against. Those bastards from the Chu Imperial clan, they ran away after scourging our Imperial clan." The old man from the Dragon Manor said angrily. "Senior from the Dragon Manor, what should we do now?" Elder Qin asked. "Elder, is that you?" Qin Yun's voice suddenly came from the inside of the small hill. Qin Yun can't hear the conversation outside from inside. He feels that it's about time. It's time to extort money from the Dragon Manor. "Brat Qin, you can hear my voice?" Elder Qin said in shock. "Yeah, I can't hear you." Qin Yun said, "Elder, when will they let me out?" The old man from the Dragon Manor very angrily shouted, "Qin Yun, did you deliberately not hear what we said just now? You damned crafty little brat." "Elder, what's barking beside you? Is it a puppy?" Qin Yun asked. After Princess Anya heard this, she can't help but giggle. The immortal King City Lord also can't help but laugh out loud. Qin Yun, the old man from the Dragon Manor was about to flip out, but he thought that Qin Yun was deliberately teasing him because he was dissatisfied with them. Elder Qin shook his head and said with a smile, "Brat Qin, you should know about the soul poison sacred bug, right? You have a way to expel the soul poison sacred bug. Quickly teach us." "About this, do you have a Nethermoon totem?" Qin Yun asked. "Nethermoon totem and Nethermoon mind are the main blood soul power. Only then can we get rid of the soul poison sacred bug. Actually, Nether Sun power is also needed, but Qin Yun did not say it." The elders outside looked at each other in dismay. At the same time, they are very shocked. Qin Yun actually has the Nethermoon totem and very strong Nethermoon mental power. "We don't," the immortal King City Lord said. "If we did, then it would be easy." About this, the power of Nethermoon can only resist the soul poison sacred bug. If I want to completely exterminate the soul poison sacred insects, I will need to cultivate a mental power divine technique. And that mental power divine technique requires mental power to transform into Nethermoon in order to cultivate. Qin Yun said again, "Your mind transformed into Nethermoon?" Princess Anya said in shock, "When you were still a wimpy kid, my mind transformed into Nethermoon." Qin Yun chuckled and said, "I was sealed when I was born. When I was sealed, your ancestor was still playing with sand." Princess Anya said in a very bad mood. The Dragon Manor old man asked, "Qin Yun, don't tell me you have to come out?" Qin Yun nodded and said, "Yes, you have to come out. Then we can only tear down the immortal king ancient city." "Qin Yun, just you wait," the Dragon Manor old man said. "Big brother, don't act recklessly." The immortal king city Lord shouted. Qin Yun said, "It's useless to tear down the immortal king ancient city. You should not know that the Chu Imperial clan's barrier was given by the Sun Spirit race, right?" "What?" Elder Qin shouted in shock. Others are also very shocked. The barrier and formation they set up here hid many soul poison sacred bugs. Moreover, they are the golden kind. They are all very powerful. Qin Yun said. "Brat Qin, did you get it?" Elder Qin said anxiously. "According to the news from Divine Desolate, the golden ones are Emperor-level soul poison sacred bugs. They are very powerful and are very difficult to resist in Divine Desolate. Chu Imperial clan's powerful immortal Emperor soul was invaded by these Emperor-level soul poison sacred bugs." Qin Yun is secretly alarmed. So it is those Emperor-level, soul-poison, sacred bugs. Of course I'm fine. To be honest, I understand the sun spirit race very well. Soon after, Qin told him about what evil god told him about the sun spirit race. Hearing this, Princess Anya and the others exclaimed in surprise again and again because they did not know about the soul-poison sacred bugs transforming into dragons. Brat Qin, how do you know so much? Elder Qin is very doubtful. We don't even know about this kind of thing. That's because my ancestor encountered this kind of thing. It's a long story. In short, I'm very good at getting rid of soul-poison sacred bugs. Qin said. Princess Anya sighed and said, So what? You can't get out. The sun spirit race's barrier must have sealed you. Even if you destroy this immortal king ancient city, you won't be able to get out. Qin said, I can get out, but my losses will be very great, so I don't want to go out. You're talking nonsense. We can't even open this kind of barrier from the outside, let alone you breaking it from the inside. Immortal King's city master said in shock. Qin sighed and said, I really can go out, but it will waste a very powerful talisman tool of mine. So forget it. I'll wait for the barrier's energy to run out before going out. Anyway, it's very safe inside. Qin, what do you want? Just say it. Be straightforward. Dragon Manor's old man shouted. How could he not see that Qin wanted to take advantage of this opportunity to fish for some benefits? Just let me enter the Dragon Manor to cultivate. I want to become stronger. Qin said, Also, after I go out, I will use a talisman to help you expel the soul-poison sacred bugs. I will charge extra for that talisman. The few old men and Princess Anya outside all secretly cursed Qin treachery. Qin would definitely take advantage of this opportunity to fish up a lot, and they would definitely bleed a lot. I promise you, I will let you enter Dragon Manor, Dragon Manor's old man said. However, you must guarantee that you can expel the soul-poisoned sacred bugs from our Dragon Manor's immortal Emperor's soul. Qin is secretly alarmed. Even the Dragon Manor's immortal Emperor fell for it. That soul-poisoned sacred bug is indeed terrifying. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.